Hi everyone, it's Allyson Bird, your Profit Accelerator. We're live. Oh my gosh. I'm so excited that I'm here with you. I'm excited that we're together. I'm excited about the greatness that we get a chance to experience. I'm excited that we're not going to have any technical difficulties, any technical issues. Oh my gosh, I have so much to share with you guys about what I learned yesterday, what I walked through, what that felt like, what lessons came out of that. I don't even think I have the full download yet, but what I know, is that I'm unapologetic in being of service and being of value and being committed. And I just, had to own it. At first we thought, did we break the internet? We thought, did we have too many people going to the page? And some of that did occur, but then we realized there were just problems within the technology. It was just so much that was going on. After 6 hours, count them guys, not 3, not 4, not 5, but 6 hours of practice and rehearsal. But we're not going to let that stop us. At least I'm not going to let it stop me. So let's jump in and let's play full out. You are, I think, in one of the most diverse and powerful seasons of our life and our time. This is the time for the rebel rouser to show up. This is the time for the person who says, I've been even keel for long enough. I've done what others wanted me to do. I've chosen how others wanted me to choose. I've shown up how others wanted me to show up. But now it's time for me to be who I am, who I want to be, and how I want to be it. And that's the thing that I think is so valuable about the season of life that we're in. But guess what? You got to be courageous enough. You got to be brave enough. And you got to be strong enough to stay resilient and to stay the course so that you don't get derailed when things show up that don't work out perfectly. Does that make sense? So there are 2 places where I want you to be. Number 1, you're tuned in with me here at livewithallison.com. I'm glad that you're here. If you've never met me before, I am one of the most exciting people you'll ever meet in the world. I'm exciting because I love deeply. I'm exciting because I am so committed to go to the grave empty every single day. I look at who can I make a difference for? And if you're in my space, that's you. And so you being in my space today, I get to make a difference for you, and that matters. The second place where I want you to be. So I've got my laptop here. I've got an iPad over there. I've got an iPad here, another iPad here, another iPhone. Apple has made money on me, no doubt. But I want you to have open your tablet, your laptop, your phone, whatever it is. I want you to have that open. And I want you with me, not only here at livewithallison.com, but listen, I know you've heard before that multitasking is a myth. And in some instances, it is. In some instances, it doesn't work. So let me give you some of those instances. Multitasking doesn't work amazingly when what? When you're driving and trying to put mascara on. Multitasking doesn't work amazingly when you're trying to kiss and make out and you're on roller skates. Multitasking doesn't work well when you're trying to do those things. Those are super girly examples, right? So sorry, all my man movers out there in Money Mover Nation, but I got to give, I know how to put makeup on and I know how to make out really well. So those are the examples that I often use. Oh, and food samples. I can always use food examples too. But multitasking will work in the instance in which I'm inviting you to make it work. So what do I want you to do? Well, I want you to have open your tablet, your iPhone, your phone, Android, your computer, whatever that is. And I want you to be in a few places. So on the screen, you're going to see that you can be at livewithallison.com. But guess what? We're running a chat thread as well. And so all of your ahas, all of your breakthroughs, all of those things that I'm going to say, and even the things I'm not going to say, but the things that what I say builds a bridge to the next thing. Like it's just going to carry you to another understanding. I want you to share those. We are in a community where number 1, you are my co-host. And so I don't want to do this alone. I don't want to be on this broadcast alone. And I'm not. I need you. And so I'm going to give an opportunity for 2 people in just a second. And I'm going to do a big giveaway for those 2 people in just a second. But I want you engaged. And so the first thing that I want you to do is I want you to go to www.moneychat.live, or if you're on live with Allyson, all you got to do is click the button that says join the chat. And then that's all you got to do. So all you got to do is click the button that says join the chat. And guess what? You get to be with me. So let me just do this. All right, there we go. So then you get to be with me. So I want you to join the chat, and then I get a chance to see you. So let's see who's joining. And here's what I want you to do. When you jump over there, I want you to do hashtag roll call. And then I want you to tag me in it. And I want you to say, I'm here, so that I know. Remember school, your teacher would stand up and they'd say, Joan Johnson, Billy Mitchell, say present. And, you'd say present, and it let people know you were there. Well, during that time, we did it just because it was rote, right? We just did it. But now I want you to do it because you're not only saying you're here and you're present for me and for this broadcast, but you're here and you're present for the next level of your most extraordinary success. What's going to transpire if you're on with me for the next 30 minutes or for the next 3 hours? You did get the email that we're on for 3 hours today, right? It's going to be about 3.5 hours. I'm going to, of course, take a little break so I can go to the tinkle box. I'm going to probably refill my coffee. I don't know. I might turn into vodka by the time we hit 8 o'clock. I don't know. So I don't know if you're going to get hyped up coffee, Allyson, and then you might get vodka, Allyson. So just be prepared for that. So if you want vodka, Allyson, you got to tell me in the group there too. Give me vodka, Allyson. Give me vodka. Give me vodka, Allyson. That Allyson kind of twerks a little bit. She's like, spank it, spank it. Okay. I'm going to keep my composure because we're right at the beginning of the broadcast and I have 3 hours to be with you. So let me jump into the group and let me see who's there so I can do shout outs. By the way, if you're not a part of the group, the team is letting you in right now. So Monica, Katrina, Gina, I see you guys have just jumped in. I see you guys are there. I see all the roll call. Hey, Donna, thanks for coming back. All right, I see you guys jumping in. All right, this makes me so happy. So let me see who's here. Hold on. Let me just give some shout outs. All right. I see you, Tawana. I see you, Christy. I see you, Christy, one of my platinum and private clients. What's up, girlfriend? Out of Oregon. I see you, Tiana, one of my platinum and private clients. Hi. I see you, Ebony G, one of my mentoring clients. So glad that you're here and part of Money Movers Academy too. Hi, Tiffany. Hi, Ebony. Let's see. I see Patrice, part of our Money Movers Academy. I see you guys. Hey, Dee, I see you. Okay, so I see you guys jumping on. So I know I'm not by myself, and that makes me happy. So here's what I want to do. As we get ready, I'm going to keep reminding you to share. What do I want you to share? I want you to share livewithallyson.com. Why do I want you to share it? Well, I want you to share it because I believe that there are entrepreneurial leaders out there right now, not just you and not just me, that haven't started admitting to the BS that stops them from creating extraordinary success. Let me say this to you, and I'm kind of emotional just thinking about this. And it's been an emotional day. And let me tell you why. Yesterday, we had one of the biggest breakdowns I think that I've ever had in the history of our career of trying something new. And I had a breakdown back in 2016 that was really earth-shattering, to say the least. And when that breakdown occurred, I formulated a judgment of trying new things. And I started this message that helped me unwind that judgment. And I started Win Your Way. And I started We Came to Win. And I started Money Mover Nation so we would grow. And, we expanded to over 27 countries when I started that. And I went bigger instead of shrinking back smaller. But here's something that I realized was in my thinking. And I really want you guys to hear this. Because some of you, as much as I want you to stay on with me for the entire 3 hours that we're together, some of you could actually get off the broadcast with this breakthrough. I need Kleenex because I feel like I'm going to get a tear coming. But some of you really could have that level of breakthrough. I realized yesterday when I decided that our team was going to try something new, and we hired a big fancy studio and we practiced for 6 hours, and we had all kind of technology supporting us, and we had everything ready. You guys had your digital notes. You guys had your messenger bots in Facebook. You got your phone calls from me on your phone. Did you guys get that? If you got text messages, phone calls, emails, messenger, whatever it was that you got for communication, post that in the thread and tag me in it. So at Allyson Bird, tag me in it so I can see what you got. But listen to this. I made a decision that, and I didn't know this until yesterday. Oh, I need Kleenex. Where's my Kleenex? I had formulated a decision that if I did everything I was supposed to do inside of doing something extraordinary, that it would all work out. And I was stepping out of my comfort zone to do something I'd never done, but I had a belief that when you step outside of your comfort zone and you step out in faith, that faith will absolve you of any breakdown. I didn't know I had that belief. Oh my God. Listen to me when I say this. I had no idea I had that belief until yesterday when the broadcast broke down, and I thought to myself on the drive home, but I had faith. But I put my money on it. I wrote checks for thousands of dollars. I put on a necklace and a blouse, and I comb my hair. Y'all don't understand how much I don't comb my hair through the week. Like, hello, I put on a bra and I comb my hair. That's a big freaking deal. Like, this is a big deal here. But bigger than that, I put my belief in something. And I realized that I was shattering another layer of limited thinking, that if you believe in something, it means all things will work out. And there is a scripture in the Christian faith that says all things work together for good for those that serve and love God. What I got clear on is that I thought that all things working together for good means all things are perfect, all things are in order, all things will fall in line. There will be nothing lacking, there will be nothing missing, there will be nothing broken. And that's not real. There is a restoration, and there's a healing, and there's a lesson, and all things work together for good in the lesson, in the restoration, in the healing. It's in the diligence and the persistence of it that you come into the wholeness and the knowing. I didn't have that until I had the breakdown yesterday. Just because I have the lesson today does not make me feel excited about the breakdown yesterday. But some of you have not been moving forward because you stepped out into something. You stepped into hope. You stepped into belief. You stepped into faith. You stepped into the depth and the exchange for goodness in your life. And you thought, well, I read a meme that says the universe rises to meet me. And I don't know if you were like me, that you just had a light frame of perfection. And it's not that you're thinking perfection, perfection, perfection all the time, but it's just a light framework. I thought we had our run of show, we had this, we had that. It all works. Some of you are looking at your businesses. I bought lead pages. I bought Entre pages. I bought Infusionsoft. I paid for ClickFunnels. I got Active Campaign. I hired a designer. I went on Fiverr and got a copywriter. I built a website page. I went on Vistaprint. I ordered banner stands. I went to a speaker camp. I went and learned X-Trade. I went to this education level. I got my undergrad, then my grad, or I got my doctorate, or I got my JD. And shouldn't it all work out? I got married to my high school love. I shouldn't it all work out? We don't think cancer is going to show up. We don't think somebody's going to hit us in our faces and we're going to be abused. We don't think that someone's going to say, I love you and I'll be there for you, but they betray us. We don't think that's going to happen. We don't anticipate the breakdown. And what I want to say to you is that the breakdown doesn't mean you're broken. The breakdown doesn't mean you're not enough. The breakdown means you're on path and you're in the course and in the adventure called life. And sometimes we miss the understanding that adventure comes with broken bones and bruises. Adventure comes with who forgot the snack packs. We're at the top of the mountain and we ain't got no food. Adventure comes. I remember my friend who climbed Mount Kilimanjaro. He said to me, we got up there and the weather changed. And we had 2 hours before we were going to be in deathly weather. And yet it was going to take us, it was going to take them however many more hours to get down. They had 2 hours. Let's just say, I can't remember the total amount that they needed to get down, but it was something like it was going to take them 10 hours and they only had 2 before it was weather that would kill them. And he did that by choice. He did that as an adventure. He lives today to tell the story. I want you right now in the thread to post, I live today to tell, and then fill in the blank. What is the story? Now, let me tell all of you super lovers of spirit and source and light and guidance and God and divinity. You don't live today to proclaim that. Let me just disrupt you right now. You live today to share more than that. It's not that that's not a good message. I live today definitely to proclaim that there is a love and that there is a divine God that made us, create us, and shaped us and formed us. And there's more to that. I live today even bigger and greater within that message. Do you understand what I'm saying? So I'm saying, don't hide in the shadow of religion. Don't hide in the shadow of spirit. Don't hide in that shadow. What do you live today to decree and declare? And then I want you to post a second post. I live today. And then I want you to fill in the blank to share the story of, or to decree. And then I want you to put, what is it that you live today for business? Like, I get that I live today with a message of breakthrough for leaders who are looking for high performance, acceleration, meaning, and message in the world. I live today to support leaders to amplify who and why they are, why they exist, and what's really up for them. I get that that's why I exist. Then I get that I live today to support the leader that says, I'm not only here to give meaning, but I'm here to make money. And I'm here today to work with the leader that says, I'm unapologetic about the money that I make, because if I live well, then I can do good. And if I do good, I'm damn sure gonna live well. I'm not gonna do good in the world and then be a martyr to my own goodness. I mean, come on, y'all. I know why I live today. Do you know why you live today? Can you fill in that blank? And don't second guess it, guys. Just fill in that blank. Let me shout you out. Let me look at who's filling in that blank. Don't try to make it perfect. Remember, we're erasing the framework. Our first challenge in admitting to the BS, our first challenge is breaking the shell of perfectionism that wraps itself around our thinking and stops us from accelerating in our minds, that wraps itself around our hearts and stops us from accelerating in our love, that wraps itself around our soul and stops us from accelerating in who and why we are and what's really up for existence. Entrepreneurs, be clear. I am coming for you. I am coming for you to have harmony. I am coming for you to create balance. I am coming for you so that your finances, so that your health, so that your relationships and your spirit are exactly what you desire for them to be. And that you continue to not just get to the edge of adventure, but you get to the bleeding edge so that you have the life you love and the life you deserve. All right, let's take a look. I did a little coffee slurp. Did y'all hear that? All right. And you know what I just realized? I forgot to put my microphone on. Can you guys still hear me? Obviously you can. Y'all would have been fussing at me a long time ago if you couldn't hear me. But I just realized that I forgot to put my microphone on. Okay, let's take a look here. All right, what's up, you guys? I am chiming in over here. All right, I'm going to go to the group. I just had a brain fart trying to remember. Okay, somebody's saying that the video can't be viewed. And let me just take a look. Oh, it's live. I don't know why they can't be on. Okay. All right, let's see. So Katrina says, Allyson, get out of my head. Literally had this breakdown this morning at 3 a.m. All right. Tawana says, I got a phone call. Ebony says, text, messenger. Christy says, email, phone call. Tawana says, I'm here. Okay, let me refresh here so I can take a look. Okay, Christy says we can hear you. Okay, good. So Katrina says, I live today to help leaders get to the root of whatever is holding them back from their goals in living a healthy and complete life. I love that. Tawana says, I live today to tell. I learned that my star deserves to shine. Ebony says, I live today to support people who want to live healthy and harmonious lives. Yes, guys. Come on, guys. Show up now. Don't let me be on this broadcast by myself. Like, let's be all in. If you're going to be here, show up, be present, be leaned in, and let's be zealous and excited about what's available for us. Your breakthrough can come over and over and over again. Okay, let's see. I remember, okay, I'm going to tell a story in a quick second, but let me just see who else is on here. Let me see if I go online, if I can see more of your posts over there, because for some reason I'm not able to fully see. Okay. Let me go into the discussion here. And it might be there that there's just a little bit of a delay, maybe. All right, we're getting there. We're getting there, guys. Okay. So good. All right. I see you, Alvin. I see you checking in. Hey, everybody. I see you guys. I love it. Okay, good. All right, so I see you guys coming in. I see you, Asia. Thanks for being here. All right, good. We're getting there. So I just want to make sure we're getting there. Like, that's important to me. It's important to me that we're getting there. All right, good. So now here's what I'd like for you to do. I don't believe that we want to grow alone, right? I really want us to share. And I want you to share www.livewithallison.com. If you share on Twitter, tag me at Allyson Bird. If you share on Facebook, tag me at Allyson Bird. When we unlock 100 shares, I said to you guys that I would open up a training that I did with Dr. Eric Thomas about a year and a half ago. That training really revolutionized my life, and I believe it will be a huge difference maker to you all. So I definitely want to make sure that you're able to see it and that you're able to experience it. But bigger than that, we've never made it public beyond the time that we actually did it together. So when you share, here's what I want you to do. On the screen, it says use hashtag what? BS Buster. And then we're able to track it through the hashtag BS Buster, through the hashtag Rock My Live, either one of those. And when we do 100 shares, we will notify all of you that we are there. So I want to make sure that you guys are sharing. So what do you share? You share www.livewithallison.com. Where do you share it? You share it on Twitter, and you share it on Facebook. And there are actually share buttons right there on Live with Allyson. Why do you share it? Because who was it? And this is what I want you guys to think about. Who was it that came to you and made a difference for you? And had they not come to you, and had they not stood for you, you would not be where you are today. Who can you think of right now? Think about it, guys. And you say, this person came for me. I can think of Bishop Carlton Pearson. I can think of Gina Pearson. I can think of Carmen Yannick. I can think of Tim Yannick. I can think of my mother, Linda Williams. I can think of Sandra Steen, my first mentor. I can think of Simon T. Bailey, my current mentor. I can think of Lisa Nichols, my past mentor. I can think of, different Dr. George C. Frazier, my current mentor. Who is it that comes for you and has come for you? And whether they're still in your life today or not, had they not come for you, you wouldn't be where you are today. I think about today, Lenny Walls, who comes for me in my health all the time. Daniel Alvarete comes for me in my health all the time. Trevor Ott comes for me for my business success all the time. Che Brown comes for me for my business success all the time. Who comes for you? See, sometimes we don't want to share because we're like, well, I don't know. And what if they don't want to get on? And what is it? No. Stop second guessing that. Come for somebody. Show up for somebody. Go get somebody and say, remember you were telling me about the money that you wanted to make and you haven't been doing it, and the goals that you wanted. And remember you were telling me? And what would it look like if now all of a sudden you showed up for them and 3 months from now they're like, remember you told me about that? Well, guess what? It changed my life. I mean, you got to understand you are a difference maker. And sometimes we think we've got to be Steve Jobs or Oprah Winfrey or, we've got to be Bill Gates before we can really make any difference in the world. But Mother Teresa started within her convent, and then it exploded from there. It built out, but it wasn't an explosion from the beginning. It was a small ember. There is a small ember that's available for you, and it comes when you share. So share www.livewithallyson.com. Invite your community to jump in and join us. All right. So we're going to be using event hashtags, and the hashtags that we're going to use today are hashtag money mover, hashtag rock my live, and then of course hashtag BS buster. So what is a money mover? If you've never been in my money mover community before, this is your first time, welcome. We are people who believe that if you do good, you live well, and if you live well, you do good. We believe that money moves in the direction of good, and that when money moves in the direction of good, it's connected not only to our goodness but our godness, which means our goodness is our giftedness and our godness is our contribution. So when we do good through our gifting, now we bring our godness into the world through meaning and through contribution. So that's benevolence, that's philanthropy, that's building schools in Africa, that's going to your inner city and going under street bridges and taking lunches, that's pulling over on the side of the road and making a difference for someone. That's you being a difference maker over and over and over again and having a lifestyle of what that difference really looks like. You guys get that? All right, come on. Once you share, hashtag share, and let's make sure that we keep this broadcast rocking and rolling. So my commitment was that I would do 2 different broadcasts in one day, because yesterday, unfortunately, we weren't able to make it amazing like we wanted to. And I said, I will redeem the promise. I won't leave you guys. I'm showing up for you. I promised you I would do it for you, and I'm going to do it. So that's what I want to do, is I want to redeem the promise. So what does it look like with me redeeming the promise? It means I'm teaching you part 1 all over again from yesterday. And not only am I teaching you part 1, but I'm also teaching you part 2. And so as I'm teaching you that, I'm not going to reference the breakdown from yesterday again, just because I want to be able to give us a clean recording going forward. All right, we got that? All right, good. So let me just check in before I start this part of the recording process, and let's look at who's on and who's with us. All right, thank you, Arena, for sharing. Thank you, Christy, for sharing. Thank you, Akia. Let's see. Akia says, when life gives you lemons, you can't always make lemonade. Sometimes you just got to suck it up, Cupcake. That is so real. Katrina, I see you sharing. Thank you so much. I see you guys doing that. Let me jump over to Twitter. And let's see who's sharing in our Twitter world. All right, let's see who's in our tweet world here. Oh, wow, Twitter is hopping. Thank you, guys. All right, Katrina, I see you sharing here. Reinvention Lab. What's up, Reinvention Lab? What do you do? That's a cool name. Obiama Martin is sharing. Thank you so much. Shaquila, thank you so much for sharing. I love it. Danielle Ford, thank you so much. Cabrini, thank you for sharing. Charlena, thank you for sharing. All right, let's refresh this here. Educated Girls Rock. Yes, I love seeing some of these names here. Man, this is epic here, you guys. All right. Yvar, thank you so much for sharing. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Yes, yes, yes. All right, guys. So let's jump in. So 5 steps to smash your money blocks and reach your ultimate income goals. Step number 1. Let's take a look at this. So step number 1, when you're looking to smash your money goals, or your money blocks, I guess I should say, and reach your income goals, when you're looking to do that, step 1 is 3 parts. It is to affirm, affirm, and take action. That is step 1. Now, let me make this clear. When we affirm, oftentimes, what happens for us through affirmation is this. When we affirm, what happens for us is we say, you know what? I think that what I just heard is real, but I don't know how to make it real for me. That's a big breakthrough, guys. I think what I just heard is real. So let's say the affirmation is, you can be a millionaire. So then you affirm, I am a millionaire. You say to yourself, I believe that's real, but how do I make it real for me? So you've got to break it down. Sometimes where we miss success is that we're at the window or the gateway or the doorway of the success, and we don't go all the way into the environment. Oh, this is huge, guys. When you don't go all the way in, I felt like a little snort. It's an allergy situation. Okay, sorry. If I like that, just let me be. Just go, Allyson, get a Kleenex, hack, do something like, I've never been one of those hackers like, I can't really do that because I don't really want phlegm to be coming back up out of me. Anyway, I digress. When we affirm, it is the gateway to the next level, but it is not yet the next level. So to affirm, here's the definition I want you to write down in your notes. You ready? To affirm is to speak what truth you're being introduced to. To affirm is to speak a new truth that you are being introduced to. That is what it means to affirm. From my vantage point, from my perspective, from how I would define it. So to affirm is to, you get this, to speak to a new truth you are being introduced to. Now, to affirm, thank you to my great friend Noah St. John, who wrote the great book, Affirmations. If you don't own it, I'd encourage you, go grab it. He spoke at Unconference for several years running for us. And just a great, amazing author and neuro-linguistic programmer, just an amazing leader. So Noah St. John says that to affirm is to ask yourself, not why would I believe that truth exists, but why do I believe that truth exists for me? Oh, that's big. So to affirm is to speak to a new truth that you believe can authentically exist. To affirm is then to ask yourself, why would it exist for me? And then the action is once you state what you believe to be true, from there, now understand why would you believe it to be true for you. And then from there, now you're able to determine the next level of action that you can take based on the new belief you've been introduced to, the belief system as to why it will exist for you, and then what action will you take. Do you get that? So think of an affirmation. An affirmation is, here is the thing that I'm being introduced to, so let's practice. The first affirmation that I want to introduce to you as a part of smashing those money blocks is, I want you to now post an affirmation in the thread. And the affirmation that I want you guys to post is, I'm worthy of making more money, #RockMyLife. Now, I'm going to make an opportunity available for you guys in a little bit for a brand new program that we have that starts very soon. And it's called Rock My Life. And so I want you guys to get in the pattern of saying that, because what I'm doing is introducing you to a new thought process of what it looks like for you to show up in the world, but I'm not there yet, okay? So we're just going to use #RockMyLife until we get there. Okay, so then next, what do I want for you? Well, what I want for you, let me just transition this over here so you guys can see this. So when you affirm, affirm, and take action, now what is the first affirmation that I want for you? It is, I'm worthy of making more money. That is the first thing that I want you to put. I'm worthy of making more money. #RockMyLife. Now think about this. If you affirm, I'm worthy of making more money, the next step, you guys should be taking plenty notes here. The next step is, why do I believe? If I believe that truth is available, why would I believe that truth is available for me? And then what action would I need to take in order for that truth to actually exist? You guys getting that? That's a big breakthrough. That's a big aha. All right, so what's the next one that I want you guys to post? What's the next one that I want you guys to share? So the next affirmation is, my actions create constant prosperity. #RockMyLife. My actions create constant prosperity. My actions create constant prosperity. #RockMyLife. All right, so where are you posting this? You are posting this in the chat. All right, you're posting this in the chat. So let me just take a look here. All right, so you should be in the chat, and let me take this over for you here. All right, so where are you chatting? You are chatting at www.moneychat.live. www.moneychat.live. So I'm just going to check the screen here and make sure that our slides are changing so that you can see. All right, let me just check the screen here. All right, good. Okay, perfect. Awesome. All right, so let's see who's posting their affirmations. Now, I think that you guys probably really think that I am not serious about not doing this broadcast by myself. I know you're used to getting on webinars and trainings where they're talking heads, but let me just tell you, I am here. And I'm not just going to be just here talking, giving you entertainment. I want you all the way in with us. Okay. So funny. I love it. Arena says, I'm paying attention. However, I cannot for the life of me stop thinking about how she got that double screen. I want to use that one screen for the presentation, the other for showing live. I love it. You got to hang with the big girls. You got to hang with the big girls. All right, perfect. Okay, good. I see you guys posting. Okay, that makes me happy. All right, so what's the next affirmation that I want to share with you? What is the next affirmation that I want you to have and I want you to put out there? Are you guys ready? If you're rocking and rolling, come on, guys. Let's play full out. All right, here we go. Money is the root of joy and comfort. Hashtag rock my life. Money is the root of joy and comfort. Here's what I know for so many people. For so many people, what I experience is that when you look at money, some of you have an association with money being stress. More money, more problems. And I want you guys to understand that's not real. Okay, I want you guys to get that's not real. What I want you all to understand is that when you look at money, you've got to understand that money is the place that brings value for you. Money is the thing that makes you more influential and more resourceful, more powerful, and that you get to buy yourself deeper into your passions with success. When you create success, then you're able to be more fluid. How many of you are working in a career right now that keeps you locked down from 9 to 5, that keeps you in 2 to 3 weeks of vacation? And so if you want to go over to Africa for 6 weeks, you want to go over to a third world country, you can't do it. And why can't you do it? Well, you can't do it because you're locked down, because you don't have the freedom that comes with money and joy being the root, or money being the root of joy and comfort. Does that make sense? So remember, what do? You affirm, you speak a truth that is new. And then you take that truth that you just spoke and you ask yourself, why would I make that real for me? When you ask yourself, why would I make that real for me? From there, then you're able to determine, here's the action that I'm ready to take now that I've made it real for me. To affirm, then to speak truth, then to ask yourself, why is that truth mine? And then from there to graduate to what action would I take as a result of that? All right, you guys are doing great. Next one I want you to post. I release all my fear about money. Hashtag rock my life. I release all my fear about money. I release all fear about money. Allyson, can you teach us something different right now? Allyson, can you teach me something bigger? Can you teach me something more? Absolutely not. You want to know why? Because what I know for sure is that some of you are stuck simply because you don't understand some of the fundamentals of what it means for you to grow to the next level of your success. And being open to the possibilities that are available is what will really rock the difference for you. I'm just going to take my time. I'm just going to walk you guys through it. I'm just going to take my time and walk you guys right on into your breakthrough. I'm not going to tap dance. I ain't going to twerk it out. I'm going to just take my time and walk you guys straight into the next level of your breakthrough. All right, here's the last one. I open myself to possibilities of abundance. I open myself to the possibilities of abundance. Abundance is inside of places and spaces often that we are walking past them. We're walking past them because we don't believe we deserve them. We're walking past them because we don't even know that they're available. You know, a while ago, I don't know if you guys have ever heard me tell this story before, but a while ago, I had a friend who was working within the organization, and we had a conversation, and he says, let's take, I can't even remember the name of the airline. Oh, let's take Allegiant. Well, if you know me, you know I love to fly Delta. I love to fly American Airlines. My top points, you know, elite service, everything. So my friend says, let's take Allegiant. We needed to take a quick business trip. I said, I'm not taking Allegiant. My friend said, come on. We'll have fun. We'll laugh. It'll be amazing. We'll buy drinks while we're on. And these flights are only $49 each way. Let's do it. Well, I looked at what the flights were for us to fly first class. It was going to be $2,000 total for us to fly first class to Vegas like we were going to do. I didn't mind spending the $2,000. But when he said, let's just go, it's $49 each way, it was $2,000 or $200. And he said, you know, we'll go to a great spa in Vegas. We'll do this. Like, we'll just have other fun after we have our client meetings. So I said, you know what? Okay, that's a good point. You won me over. I said, but do they have an upgrade? He said they do have an upgrade. So they had these big chairs on Allegiant. And then the second upgrade was that you could get through the line accelerated. Now, guess how much that upgrade was? It was $12. Now, if you've ever flown Allegiant or Spirit Airlines or Frontier, those are discount airlines. And so the design is that they appeal to a discount flyer, right? And so those are people that don't necessarily, this is the demographic. And so if you fly these airlines, don't get offense, but this is the demographic that group of people protect their money more than they protect their time and their energy. That's the demographic. It's real. So don't think I'm judging you. That is the demographic they sell to. How do I know? Well, if you fly Allegiant or Frontier or Spirit, it could take you 11 hours to get somewhere that on a premium airline, it could take you 2. But you would save so much money. So do you get what I'm saying? Okay. So without going into an airline lesson, so he says, let's do this. And I said, well, buy all the upgrades that are available. So by the time we were done, it was a couple $100 per ticket. Well, we get to the airline line and it is out the door and around the corner. I said, there is no way, absolutely no way I'm standing in that line. I will go buy another ticket before I stand in that line. And not as a diva, I do not waste my time, guys. I don't. I can't stand it. It is not fun for me. And so I said, there's no way I'm doing that. Well, we look and we say, wait a minute, we have an upgrade. We go and look at the upgrade line. This is what the upgrade agent is doing. On her phone. You want to know why? Nobody was in the upgrade line. The upgrade was $12. I walk over, we get out of the car service, and we had this whole conversation in the car service. 2 things happened. I walked over, oh my God, I haven't told this story in a long time. 2 things happened. I walk over to the line, and when I walk over, I said, excuse me, is this for the upgrade? She says, hi, yes it is. And I said, we have the upgrade, where do we go? She goes, right here. We had 0 line, 0 wait. First thing that I want to say, no one in that line even walked over to say, can I buy an upgrade? No one in that line was even looking for a possibility of abundance to come into their world. Oh man, you guys better get this. You want to know why? That particular sect of people were thinking, I bought this at a discount and this is what I deserve. See, sometimes when we get things that are just handed to us, circumstantial, we start to convince ourselves we deserve something that we don't. And we stand in a line not even thinking we're available for an upgrade. Listen to me when I say this. I'm a black girl from the South with no major education to speak of. I could say to myself, how dare I stand in the line of entrepreneurs that could have extraordinary success when I dropped out of high school, when my dad was in prison, when my mom was a single mom, when by all statistics, I should be a failure. How dare I even think I could upgrade and be in the top 1% of African American female business owners, that I could be in the top 3% of North American earners, that I could have a multi-million-dollar sales agency, that I could travel to countries that I couldn't even pronounce, that I would have work in over 27 countries, that I would be seen on ABC, NBC, CBS, Fox, that Black Enterprise would do an online feature, that NPR would do an online feature and ask me about my story, my journey, my success. How dare I think I can get out of the line of average and get into the line of the extraordinary? It's not available. See, when you're in the cult of average, what happens is abundance is always available, but you're not even seeing it because you're in conversation with the cult. You're not even seeing it because you're in the cult streaming on Instagram. You're not seeing it because you're not tuned into it. When you say an affirmation like, I'm open and I open myself to the possibilities of abundance, you are saying to yourself, I can get this. I can get out of the line that I've been stuck in. My hands folded, looking around. Hello, is there anybody? Y'all better get this breakthrough right now. Some of you can get off the live and go to dinner after this. You can go get a glass of wine and put your feet up after this, because this is the thing you've been waiting for. Some of you are Jewish and you've been standing inside of Jewish culture and been stuck because of some of the Jewish belief systems. Some of you are Christian and you've been stuck because of some of the Christian belief systems that hold us back. Some of you, whatever religion, whatever process, whatever race, whatever demographic, whatever the word I'm looking for, gender, that you think, well, women can only do this, men can only do this. I'll never forget my girlfriend saying, oh, I don't wear white because I'm overweight. And I said, where did you get that from? She said, my mama told me that. And so that's just what I believe. I said, really? Really? Like, there she is stuck inside of that. Why is she stuck inside of that? Because her mama told her that. Listen to me. Some of you have to break out of and start unlearning some things so you can get out of the line that you've been standing in and get into the line of acceleration. And get this, it only cost me $12. Oh my God. The other thing I want you to get is that the line was around the corner. When I got in and went over to the other side, the very interesting thing to me was that all these people were waiting. The line on the inside for all the general actually had another line that wasn't even occupied. But the lady at the front of the second line wasn't even, something's going on with my iPad. It's weird. Some kind of noise is coming up. Where am I hearing that noise? It's weird. Okay, I'm not going to be distracted by that. But the lady on the other side that was so interesting to me was that she was standing there and she wasn't even paying attention. She was on her phone talking. She wasn't even moving. 25 people could have moved up had that lady been paying attention. Here's what I want you to get. Not only are you missing it because you may be stuck in the cult called average, not only are you missing it because you're judging that your upgrade costs something you cannot afford, not only are you missing it because you're not tuned in to the laws, the practices, and the principles called abundance, but some of you are missing it because you're standing behind or in alignment with the wrong people at the wrong time, with people that aren't doing the right thing, so you can't get to the results that are right for you. If that's an aha moment, I just want you to say aha. If that's an aha moment, if that's a breakthrough, and that's not judgment. That's not judgment against people that love you, and people that are respectful and in your life. That's not judgment. That's just reality. That's not judgment. That's just reality. That doesn't mean that you go to them and say, you my allegiant line, baby, I'm leaving. No, 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 no. No, no, no. That's not what that means. That means it's time for you to be the one to walk out of the line and go up and say, can I do an upgrade? Because you're the one that wants to do an upgrade. Now, when you do that, you're now empowered with the clarity, and you get to turn around and you get to say, do you want to upgrade with me? Now you're empowered because you got out of the line. You walk over there. Oh, man. This is breakthrough, guys. This is breakthrough. I hope you're getting it. I really hope you're getting it. I really hope you're getting it. I really hope you're getting it. Katrina says, dang it, Allyson. Aha. Naomi says, aha. Tiana says, I'm skipping the line to reach for my abundance. Tiana, have you ever heard me tell that story? So Tiana's one of our platinum clients and OG money movers. Have you ever heard me tell that story? I have only told that story, I think, once, maybe at the Epic conference with April Franks Hunt. I don't know if I've told that story online. I was trying to remember. I was just trying to remember that. All right. So let's keep rocking and rolling, guys. I want you to post now, show me the money. I want you to post, show me the money. Let's talk about some money, honey. All right. I want you to post, show me the money. I want to show you guys some money, honey. All right. Let's take a look at this. Let's do it. Let's do it. Let's do it. All right. Hopefully you guys are rocking and rolling in the chat. Hey, everybody, it's Allyson Bird. If you're at livewithallison.com, make sure you hit that chat button so that you are in the chat with us and you have joined the community so that you are not in this broadcast alone. So join the live chat now. All right, here we go. Now, what do I want you to do? I want you to post, show me the money. After you post, show me the money, I want you to post, show me my, all caps, show me my money. And let me know, show me my money. Tell me that you want to see your money, honey. I want to know that you're ready. All right, I see you guys. There we go. Show me my money. Show me my money. If you're just jumping on, and if you are just getting here, I want to welcome you guys. If you are just getting here, welcome to Admitting the Bullshit Live. This is Allyson Bird, your Profit Accelerator. I am committed to supporting entrepreneurial leaders to admit to the BS that has been holding you hostage to smallness, sameness, and suffering unnecessarily. I believe that this is a season for you to do more, be more, create more. I believe that this is the opportunity for you to be unapologetic in your success. And as you do that, you can go back and you can collect others. As you do that, you can build mentoring programs. As you do that, you can build schools, you can build nonprofits, you can write books, you can do messages of meaning and hope and contribution. But sometimes as entrepreneurial leaders, we build more jobs for ourselves than we build actual success. So I am committed that we start admitting to the BS that is keeping us small, sane, and suffering. Hashtag in the chat thread right now, admit to the BS. Hashtag in the chat thread right now, admit to the BS. So you should be live right now at livewithallison.com. Not only are you there, but I also want to make sure that you are tuned in at livewithallison.com. So you're watching and you're at moneychat.live. Oh, by the way, let's just take a look here. I want you posting, show me my money, show me my money. Allyson, why do you have us posting so much? because this is the age of distraction. So I want to know that you're in with us 1000%, that I'm not losing you, that you're with us. And not only are you with us, but that you are bringing in a community of other leaders and you are sharing at the same time. And so I want to make sure that people are finding out about this extraordinary opportunity and that you are the one that is introducing it to them, and that we don't grow in this community alone. All right, you guys got it? All right, I love you guys. You guys definitely know how to do this. Y'all got this thing on lock. Makes me so happy. Makes me so happy. Thank you guys right now for joining that live chat. Thank you guys for being a part. So let's take a look at this right here. Can I make a difference for you? You know, for those of you that are on, and this is your first time hearing me, seeing me, experiencing the accelerated training that Money Movers Academy produces, I'm the founder and the CEO of Money Movers Academy, Money Mover Nation, and the movement that is on Facebook to over 27 countries. When I look at who do I want to listen to, I know that there are a lot of leaders out there that will show you their luxury homes, their luxury cars, their luxury vacation suites. And I think that that's fine. What I also think is fine and great is that we show you our receipts. And receipts are what's the success that we've created. I have coached my clients to win extraordinary contracts with organizations like Coca-Cola, Procter & Gamble, Walmart, Walt Disney, Delta, UPS, Time Warner, Kraft Foods, Target, Mercedes-Benz. If that's interesting to you, then you want to listen. You want to listen to someone who's cultivated success, not just for themselves. But see, some people cultivate success, guys. Some people cultivate success simply by cultivating success with themselves. So it's like, look at me, look at my success. Now I'm going to teach you how I did my success. I'm going to teach you how I brought success to others. That's what I want to do. I want to show you what that difference looks like. So for you, it's not just about, can I make a difference for myself and for my business, but it's also about, can I make a difference for you, for your life and your business? All right, my allergies are getting the best of my voice, so I got to be careful with that. All right, so when you're thinking about that, I want you guys making sure that you're always looking at, how is that person creating success with and for others? How is that happening? Okay, so let's take a look at this. Does this sound like you? Does it sound like you that you're powerful, you're passionate, you have a bias for action and a track record for success, but does it sound like you that you say, you know what, I want more? I want more. So you go, I'm powerful. I know that. I'm passionate and I'm imbued with passion and I have a bias for action. I know that I take action and I've created success to the level in which I've grown. But now I feel like I really, really, really want more. All right, then what becomes more for you? That's the thing you have to think about. When I look at what is your next level, what I want you guys to understand is that the next level of success doesn't always come inside of what you see. Sometimes it comes inside of what you don't see. Sometimes it comes inside of what you don't know. Oh, I want you guys to get this breakthrough. Let's take a look at this. We had someone, I told you guys I was going to jump in the math. We had someone that wrote into our offices, and listen to me what she said. She said, I was on your live and I identified that I lost revenue of probably about $76,000 is what she said to me. I said to her, $76,000. This is what she emailed in. So I emailed her back and said, can you jump on the phone with us? I want to talk to you about it. She gets on the phone with me. And when she jumped on the phone with me, I identified, listen to this, that not only did she have $76,000 in potential lost revenue that she calculated. But she had about $25,000 quarter over quarter she was leaving behind. So what's that number? $76,000. $25,000 quarter over quarter is another $100,000, right? It's $176,000. I hope you guys are following this. I really hope you guys are following this because this is big. So she says, I lost $76,000. And I say to her, what's real is you lost $176,000 and you've got another idea that's available to you that you could sell for another $125,000. What I want you to understand is that that's a total of $301,000. $301,000 in potential lost revenue. Now she's on just like you are. Point number 2 that I want you all to understand. Point number 2 that I want you guys to understand is that it's not just that money matters, it's that your money matters. What could she have done with that $301,000, guys? We calculated that she could have bought 3 brand new Cadillac Escalades if she was a car person. We calculated that she could have bought almost 300 pairs of designer shoes. Givenchy, Louboutin, Tom Ford. We calculated that she could have built 3 families' starter homes. She could have sent children to college according to feedamerica.org. If she would have just taken 10% of that revenue, she could have fed over 301,000 people in North America alone. I just want that to sink in for you for a second. Because what I want you to understand is that it's not always about the revenue that you see. Sometimes it's about the revenue that you don't see. The other thing that I want you to understand is that it's not just money mattering. It's that your money matters. So what is our next point that we want to share? What is that next one? Well, let me throw it up here for you because I want you guys to see this. Let me just throw this up here for you so you guys can see it. Hopefully I can get it up there for you guys. All right. Okay. So $76,000 in lost revenue. But here's the point that I want you guys to really, really, really understand within yourself is point number 2 in smashing those money blocks is that you must understand that money matters and that your money matters. Not just that money matters, but that your money matters. What would you guys do with that $301,000? Just tell me one thing you would do, one thing you would buy, one person you would bless, one new reality you would experience in your life. What would that look like for you? I want you to understand that money matters and your money matters because as entrepreneurs, what's great about us is that we do well. It's not always about what we see we're missing. It's about the blind spots sometimes. It's not always about what we see. Sometimes it's about the blind spots. I love this. I'm seeing all the ahas. Cynthia says, my money matters, my money matters, my money matters. I love it. Arena says, my husband is sitting here next to me saying, damn, babe, she's dropping jewels. You drop those jewels all the time. What you gonna do? Come on now. Oh my God, come on now. Honey, step up for her. Step up for her. Thank you, Cynthia, for sharing. Thank you, guys. Thank you, guys. Tiana says, I am skipping the line to reach for my abundance. Yes, that's what I'm talking about. Come on, Christy. Let's jump all the way in, girlfriend. Hi, Devery. I see you on. Hey, everybody. I love it. I love it. I love it. Yes, yes, and yes. Yes, yes, and yes. This makes me so happy. All right, we're rocking and rolling here, guys. If you're just jumping on, welcome to Admitting the BS Live. We are talking about entrepreneurial leaders admitting to what stops us and what keeps us captive from creating extraordinary success for ourselves. We are jumping now into our next point. So here's the next thing that I want to share with you. Here's the next thing that I want to share. Make sure that you are, of course, sharing www.livewithallyson.com. You're sharing it on Twitter. You're sharing it on Facebook, that we are not growing it alone. You are multitasking today, and you are my co-host. What are we doing? We're sharing on Twitter. We're sharing on Facebook. Not only that, you are in the live chat, and so you are fully engaged. Yes, yes, or yes. All right, so if you're just jumping on, welcome right now into Admitting the BS. I'm so glad that you're here. All right, and let's go into our next point. So we have all grown up learning math, right? And one of the things that we learned in math was a mnemonic device. And I love this lesson here. This gives me such life. What is a mnemonic device? It's something that teaches us with grace and ease an opportunity for us to learn things that we otherwise wouldn't know. So when we think about it, when we're young and we're learning north, east, south, and west, that's a lot for a little bitty brain to remember, right? So what did we learn? Never eat shredded wheat. Never eat shredded wheat. If you remember never eat shredded wheat, you'll remember north, east, south, west. So some of us are grown and we're still going never eat shredded wheat. Never eat shredded wheat, right? So that's what a mnemonic device is. A mnemonic device teaches us something with grace and ease to it. So another mnemonic device that we learned is please excuse my dear Aunt Sally. Do you guys remember that? If you remember that, please excuse my dear Aunt Sally. What is it that we learn that for in math? Please excuse my dear Aunt Sally. So we learned that because it helped us create a great equation so that we would understand how to follow as we started learning different ways to do math. Y'all remember that? Parentheses first. So it helped us make sure that we got the equation correct. All right, so let's advance the slide so you guys can see what I'm talking about. So with that, please excuse my dear Aunt Sally. What did that help us do? It helped us to keep it simple. If we knew, please excuse my dear Aunt Sally, then we knew how to focus on, all right, first, I've got to do my everything that's in parentheses. Then I've got to do all the exponents. Then I've got to multiply. Then I've got to divide. Then I add. Then I subtract. But what would happen? What would happen, guys, if we did it out of order? What would occur? If we did it out of order, the equation would not be right. Do you all remember that? So the reason that it was please excuse my dear Aunt Sally is because we had to make sure that the equation was right. So let's do please excuse my dear Aunt Sally, but let's do it this time for entrepreneurs. You ready? All right. So let's take a look at this. Please excuse my dear Aunt Sally for entrepreneurs. I'm going to show it to you guys on the screen. And I think there's just like a tiny delay before you guys catch up to it. So here's what that looks like. Now I want you to get this, because this is the biggest breakthrough of part 1. The mnemonic device, please excuse my dear Aunt Sally, was so you did things in a certain sequence and in a certain order, right? When you do it outside of the order, you get an answer to the equation, but you don't get the right answer. It is the same way for doing it as an entrepreneur. What is the P for? Building the platform. When you look at how do you really cash in on your calling, how do you conquer those career goals and those financial goals that you have, you've got to first identify, what is the platform that I believe I'm supposed to be on? And once I identify the platform, am I a speaker? Am I a trainer? Am I an author? Am I a coach? Am I an advisor? That helps you understand, do I speak to millennials? Do I speak to the silent generation? Do I speak to baby boomers? Your platform is comprised of not just the career space. Oh, I want you guys to get this. But your platform is comprised of not just the career space, but it is also comprised of who's in that space with you. Who are you serving? After you look at the platform, then you go into, this is the platform I want to be on. Now, what makes me different or unique? What is my eccentricity in that? Too many of you are afraid to be different. You're afraid to be different because of your age. You're afraid to be different because of your past. You're afraid to be different because of your weight. You judge yourself to be too skinny. You judge yourself to be too big. You judge, I don't have big enough boobs. You judge, I'm not fit enough. People aren't going to believe me. You judge different things, and you have so many inhibitions that stop you from being eccentric. How many of you have taken my 5-week profit plan? The first thing I talk about in week 1 is what? Stop being hindered by your inhibitions. Identify what they are and then step out there anyway. So once you identify your platform, where you want to go in the business, and from there, so what part of the business you want to go to and the demographic that you serve, then how do you show up differently in the market, Christy, right? Then from there, now what money do I want to make when I'm there? So many entrepreneurs that I meet don't even have their money number. They don't even know. They say, I want to make $100,000. I always say that's not real, because that means you've not calculated how much is going to come to you. You've not calculated your taxes. You've not calculated how much money is going to come to you as a salary. You've not calculated your overhead for support, even if you don't have a big staff or a big team. You're still going to need some type of support, assistance. You're still going to need in your office all of your machines networked and your printers. And it means you haven't calculated what it looks like to run a real business. Once you look at the money, then you're able to say, this is how I want to dominate. So look at that. Here's my platform. Here's how I'm different. Here's the money that I want to create. Now I know how I go to market and I dominate. Now I know how I can show up and be different. Now you're getting yourself somewhere. When you know how you want to dominate, then you can automate and attract the audience that you desire. So you can put your business inside of automation sequences. Remember, there's more money in what you know than what you do. The longer you stay tied to what you do, you miss your flow of abundance. What page is that inside of Admit to the BS Blueprint? So that's a big breakthrough and a big aha for some of you, that you are not yet into automation. So you're stuck into the labor base of entrepreneurship, which is an exhaustive and an antiquated model. And so because you're so exhausted, you can't attract new clientele because you think, well, damn, the minute that they come in, I got to fulfill that shit. So that means I got to work more, which now the money don't look that good because it looks like I'm tired. It looks like I need a nap. It looks like I miss my kids. It looks like I won't be able to go on a date, which means I won't be able to have sex, which means I ain't had an orgasm. Oh, sorry. I kind of went into my own story. Okay. Let me wheel it back in. I'm joking. I'm joking. We all know there can be self-inspired orgasms, right? I'm joking. I digress. I'm going to stay focused. I'm going to stay focused. Somebody posted in the thread, I knew a sex joke was coming. I had to give you one, right? But here's what's real. Until you do that, you legitimately, or as Kim Kardashian would say, you legit can't scale. You legit can't grow up. And you can't graduate. There's no way for you to do it because you are stuck in a labor-based model for how you do business. And guys, that doesn't work. That doesn't work. If you are an entrepreneur, my hope and my desire for you is that you would want to get to a place of freedom. My hope and desire for you is that you're not stuck in the 3 C's of your career, a cubicle, a check, and a cup of coffee. And if you break free out of being caught between a dream and a job, that you would break free into an entrepreneurial role that would give you a sense of extraordinary freedom. Yes, yes, or yes. So then what is our point number 4 to how you start creating this level of success for yourself and conquer those money blocks is you must master sequence before systems. Please excuse my dear Aunt Sally. Post that in the thread. Hashtag rock my life. Hashtag money mover. Hashtag BS buster. Come on, guys. Come on, let's roll up our entrepreneurial sleeves and lean into this breakthrough. So point number 4 is you've got to master sequence before you can master systems. So you're over there trying to buy all these different systems, but you really don't know the sequence for your ultimate success. And that's not working for you. I want you to think about this right now. As a result of what you've heard over the last hour with us, what is it that you know right now? What is it that you know right now that you can stop doing as an entrepreneur, that you can stop doing? What is it right now that you're calling BS on yourself? And you say, Allyson, I can stop doing this right now as a result of being on this broadcast, and tag me in that post right now. I mean, guys, let's just create breakthrough right now. Why would we leave this for later? All right, let's just see here. Let me just check in with you. Y'all know I'm going to hold you accountable. All right, let's take a look. Hey, Iris, I see you in. Glad to see you here. All right, let's take a look here. So Tawana says, with $300,000, I would pay down my mortgage, help my son get on his feet, invest in my business. Tawana, I want you to go back and listen to my live yesterday where I talk about taking the seed that comes into your business and using it before it actually becomes a harvest. That will change your reality. I promise you it will give you great breakthrough. I love it. Naomi says, my 9-year-old son says, Mom, you have homework from Miss Allyson today. I love it. I love it. Great breakthroughs, guys. Christy says, with $300,000, I'd hire people for my business, pay off my debt, invest self, money, community, hire a housekeeper. She's, I love it. Yes, you were supposed to do that many, many, many years ago. So Christy says, I'm calling BS on self-doubt. I love it. Cynthia says, more organized. I don't know what that means. Cynthia, more organized meaning what? What does that mean? Come on, go deeper, guys. Let's create real breakthrough. I'll never forget when I dated a guy who made such a difference for me. And I was a girl that had been making love for a lot of years, but I'd only made love to the tune of one orgasm. And so every time I had sex, I had one orgasm. I just had no idea that multiple orgasms were available. I didn't know. And so hopefully the 9-year-old is not listening to this story right now, but I really didn't know. And I'd seen movies where people talked about it, but I'd never had a opportunity, and nor had the opportunity been created for me with anyone. Then I dated someone, and I dated someone who was a lover of all lovers. And when I tell you, he had such a high commitment to my pleasure. And he said to me, I remember the day, and we were having such a great, intimate sexual exchange. And it wasn't one of those times where the candles were burning and the Luther Vandross was playing. And it wasn't a staged experience. It was, we had been gone all day. We had a great time. We got in the house. We were laughing. We were talking. And the moment and the mood was just there. And as we're making love, I had this epic orgasm. And then I'm thinking, oh, all right, let's go to the next part. And he says, sit back and relax. And I said, what? And he says, sit back and relax. And without being too graphic for you guys in the details, let me just tell you guys, I had one of the most extraordinary lovemaking experiences that I've ever had to date. He since duplicated it, made it great. It became a thing after that. Let's just say once I got clear, I was like, this is going to be a thing. But this was many years ago. And so my point is, sometimes when we don't know there's bigger pleasure that's available to us, sometimes we don't get that. Sometimes we don't know that there's more opportunity. And so we don't get that we can conquer self-doubt, that we can have an organizer in our home, that we can have a housekeeper that keeps things tidy, that we can, have love and have abundance, and we can run a business, and we can have ministry, and we can diversify. Sometimes we aren't clear that there's more that's available to us. So I want you guys thinking that, number one, today on this broadcast, there's more that's available for you if you allow yourself the pleasure of having a multitude of breakthroughs. That's number one. Number two, I want you guys to understand that there's more that's available in your life if you will simply lean back and allow yourself to receive it and not think that you have to hustle so hard to get to your next level of success. And then number three, I want you to breathe it in and take it in. And just because it's uncomfortable at first, because I remember thinking to myself, my body won't let me do it. But my body hadn't let me do it because I never had anyone that introduced my body to it. So I didn't trust the vulnerability. I didn't trust the risk. I didn't trust the surrender. Man, that's a breakthrough, whether you're a man or a woman that's hearing this. Because even when you're in sports and you're trying to push through that next level, whether you're in football or you're in basketball, and whether you're trying to sprint across that field, whether you're trying to make the biggest hockey goal, whatever it is you're trying to do, you're trying to dunk, you've got to get yourself. My godson, I remember when my cousin was telling me about my godson learning how to dunk, he had an issue trusting himself in the air. Whatever goal it is that you have, there's always a big risk that comes with it. All right, point number 5. Point number 5. Identify your entrepreneurial style. Identify your entrepreneurial style. Some of you can't get to that next level of success, or you're not accelerating. Allyson, why are you speaking in the can'ts? Why are you speaking in the resistance? Because fear is what births resistance. And resistance is what keeps us small and sane. And my commitment today is to help you find the next level of your rise and the next level of your breakthrough, the next level of your visibility. So I'm not speaking to it or pretending. I'm not speaking to it because it doesn't exist, and nor am I going to pretend that it doesn't exist. So when I say identify your entrepreneurial style, what I mean for you is, how do you want to work entrepreneurship? You could be listening to Gary Vaynerchuk or Ty Lopez or Grant Cardone, and they speak a completely different language than an Amy Porterfield, than an Ariana Huffington, than a Sheryl Sandberg, who speaks a completely different language than a me or a Les Brown or a Lisa Nichols or a Tony Robbins or a Brendan Burchard. What is it that you're listening to? Who's in your ear? What type of entrepreneur do you want to be? Are you a 9-to-5 entrepreneur? Are you a 24-hour obsessed entrepreneur? Are you a part-time entrepreneur? And what visibility is required for your level of entrepreneurship? Are you a freelancer? Are you a network marketer that's building a business, which means you have to spend X amount of time on the road opening up new markets? Maybe you don't want to do that. Maybe you want to work only with stay-at-home moms, and so there's a different route or a track that you need to take. Sometimes we are getting advice and wisdom that is good advice and is good wisdom. It's just not applicable to us because it's not the style that we ultimately desire. So here's what I want to say to you. Look at what style of entrepreneur you want to be so you can create the formula for visibility and success that you want to create. It's not enough for you to just say, I am an entrepreneur, and think that you are just in one pile of success with people, one pile, one lot, that you're all one and the same. That's not real. Oh man. I think I'm stepping on some toes here, guys. The type of entrepreneur that you want to be and the visibility that you want to create is based on who do you want to be in the world and how do you want to show up. So you know I'm all about the money. When you look at what style of entrepreneur that I want to be, when you look at, guys, just go all the way back to the front. I affirm, I afform, and then I take action. I have a new belief introduced to me. I speak that new belief. Then I ask myself, why would that belief be real? You got that? Then I take action based on that. Next thing that I'm going to do is understand that not only money matters, but my money matters. When I get clear on that, now I go within the sequence of actions. Please excuse my dear Aunt Sally. I look at my platform. I look at my eccentricity of how I'm different in the platform. Are you guys getting that? Please excuse my dear Aunt Sally. I look at the money that I want to make. I look at how I dominate, how I automate, how I attract, and then how do I scale my business. When I get clear on that and I keep it simple and I keep it laser, now I start looking at all the different ways I want to diversify the revenue. Not one way, not two ways, not three ways, but 4 ways. And then when I look at this is how I want to diversify the money through products, through platform. I'm giving you guys the opportunity to really think about this. Because I don't think this, I know this, that unfortunately the world of social media keeps us so engaged with the possibility of success, we forget to actually create success. I just want this to sink in for you guys. I want you all to receive that. I want you all to really get it in the fabric of your understanding. If you're just jumping on, I want to welcome you into Admitting the BS.live. We're talking about what it looks like for you to smash your money blocks and step into what is ultimate success for yourself. And the point that we're on right now is how you create more money for yourself by diversifying through your product line, by diversifying through how you show up, diversifying what it is you're going to bring to market. Yes, yes, or yes. If you're just jumping on, hit that chat button. Make sure that you are live with us inside the chat. We do not in this community grow alone. So of course we are always finding ways to share so that we can get ourselves greater visibility, greater opportunity. And so we can meet people. We can meet people that are difference makers. So bring new people into this community. We're 27 countries strong. We're almost at 8,000 folks. I mean, this is exactly, I think, why we show up in the world as entrepreneurs, because it's time for us to do more, be more, and create more unapologetically. All right, let me just check into the group, see who's here. Woo! We are having fun, you guys. We are rounding the corner, and we're about to jump into our part 2 here. Joetta said, now that's real, girlfriend. I told you I was going to be real. Tawana says, I'm calling BS on playing small in what I know. Let's see. Cynthia says, stop letting other people interrupt my day. Stick to my schedule. Miriam says, pay off my debt. Help my children buy a home. I'm sure that's in response to the $300,000. I see you guys. All right, good. All right, let's see. All right, this makes me happy. Let's take a look at this. All right, so here's the thing. Once you identify this is the revenue that I want to create, right? Once you get clear on that, let me just take this away. Here we go. So once you get clear on this is the revenue that I ultimately want to create, right? This is the thing that I want to do to diversify. And some of you may only be as clear as 2 different levels. So you may not be 100% clear. You know, you may not be 100% clear on 4, or maybe you have 4, but 2 of them are volunteer jobs because you're not making money right now. See, if you're not making money in a revenue line, that's not a revenue line, that's a volunteer job. FYI, just an FYI, I might be crushing some of you. Some of you aren't entrepreneurs, you're glorified volunteers, and you need to admit to the BS on that. Yes, yes, or yes. I mean, I'm here today to tell you. All right, so here we go. So your money is diversified. You look at 4 different ways for you to create the revenue, but now you've got to look at what are the different ways that I get to create visibility, because I don't want to just create product that nobody buys. I actually have to create visibility for that. So then you look at, here are the 4 different ways that I'm creating money. Now here, how are the 4 ways, if I could get that sentence out, what 4 ways will I create visibility for the product and the solution? Now I'm about to bust some of you out. Some of you are creating greater visibility for yourself as the personality than you are creating greater visibility for your product and for your solution. I love this. All right, so here we go, guys. So then what do? Well, so many people say, you know what, Allyson, can you help me? Like, what can you do that will make a difference for me? Well, I want you guys to think about this. I mean, I really want you guys to think about this, okay? I want you guys to think about, let me just check in here. Oops, that's not what I want. I want this and not that. And then I want this. That's what I want. Perfect. Okay, good. So I want you guys to think about this here. And what I want you to think about is, what is it that you need bigger than money? Well, bigger than money, many of you need visibility. But some of your inhibitions won't even let you get to a place of visibility. You know, one of the reasons that we started using Facebook Live was because I just wanted to have fun reconnecting with people. But then we started realizing it was such a great visibility platform. Here's what's real about Facebook Live. So I just went over with you, how do you diversify your revenue? From there, how do you diversify your visibility? Well, here's what's next. There are 400 million global leaders on Facebook. Like, I'm looking at the statistics right now. 400 million global users. There are 100 million users that on a good night, American Idol, when it was on, would have 20 million viewers, and it was one of the highest viewed. So the average Facebook user spends 55 minutes per day. So when you look at the fact that nearly 80,000 sites are streaming and connected through Facebook, Google is now inferior to Facebook. That's big. If you're looking at how do I create bigger money, you've got to look at how do I create bigger visibility. And not only how do I create bigger visibility, but where does the visibility begin? Well, the visibility begins when you go where the fish are as a fisherman. You don't just go to a brook and think you can just pick up a fish unless you know how to do that. You know, unless you're a good spear fisher. You got to go to where the fish are. See, if you're trying to be an entrepreneur, you have to become a master. If you say, I don't have a website yet, if you say, all I have is a business card or an idea, or you say, I've made $250,000 in my business, I feel stifled, or you say, I feel like I'm in an antiquated model and I need to accelerate. See, visibility is not a problem. Oh, visibility is not a problem for the broke, busted, and disgusted. Visibility is always a problem for the visionary, for the vigilant, and for the focused. It always is. See, Grant Cardone said this to me years ago. He said, Allyson, the problem is never that people don't know about you. The problem is when people forget about you. See, some of you are in the battle of, do people even know about me, or are people forgetting about me, or you're in the messy middle? I always hear entrepreneurs say, well, I'm brand new. Should I be doing this yet? Should you be doing what? Creating visibility? See, we're about to talk about that in the next hour. By the way, if you are just tuning in, this is an entire 3.5 hour broadcast together. So we're still going, we're still going, we're still going. So when you look at the fact of visibility that, you know, the average Facebook user has 130 friends, 5 shares from your Facebook audience could bring you visibility to over 650 people. On what stage in the world could that level of visibility occur for you? You go, I'm a chiropractor. You go, I'm a hairstylist. You go, I'm a broker. You say, I'm just starting to be a coach. You say, you know, I'm just starting to be a practitioner. I've created a brand new product, a solution. I'm a financial advisor. There are restrictions and different things. There are no restrictions against you as a person ever getting on and saying who you are, what you do, why you do it, how you do it, and who you do it for. Bullshit. I'm calling it out. Now, can you give advice? Can you be an attorney taking calls and saying, oh, well, this is what you should do about your immigration law. This is what you should do about your divorce. This is what you do. Probably not. But there's no restriction against you getting on and saying, hi, my name is Thelma Rogers, and I'm an attorney that works on immigration practices, and here's what I'd like to share with you about why I jumped into this work and why I do what I do. And oh, by the way, if there's someone that I can make a difference for, maybe you are trying to figure out how to keep your nanny in this country. Maybe you're trying to figure out how X, Y, and Z. You're trying to figure this out. I can help you. Please go to my website and book your consultation. There's nothing wrong with that. There's no restriction on that. Some of you try to hide within the shell of the career choice and of the framework, and you don't want to allow yourself to show up bigger than ever before. Tony Robbins just did an event in LA a few weeks ago. He had 9,000 people in that room with him. If he'd been on Facebook Live, he could have had an opportunity to take this audience from 9,000 to 234,000 in less than 8 minutes, just through an average of 20% of the people sharing the broadcast. That would have increased. I'm all about the numbers, guys. I'm all about the numbers. So you got to know I'm going to take you to math class. So roll with me. Somebody go on Google and grab a picture of roller skates and put them in the thread, because y'all got to roll with me. Somebody else go on Google and grab a rocket and say she's taking off, y'all, because I gave you enough time to ramp up. For those of you that have just jumped on, you just got a seat into a rocket. For those of you that just jumped on, you're roller skating onto the rocket, like you came in at the right time. So when you look at that, 9,000 people live, he has the ability to bring 9,000 people live. Do you? Or what would it look like for you to bring in your audience of 30, 50, 60 people using Facebook Live? Why am I talking about that? Because money is not your issue right now. Visibility is your issue. How do I know? If you were visible to more of the right people who are interested in doing work with you, they would raise their hand to say yes. They would self-identify as clients. I mean, y'all better be posting those breakthroughs in that chat right now, like yes, yes, and yes. So Tony Robbins has 9,000 people in LA, could have increased to 234,000 in less than 8 minutes, an average of only 20% of those people sharing the broadcast, increasing him, an increase by 1,800 people who share with an average of 130 friends. This is why it's imperative that you fish where the fish are. I hope you guys are getting this. So we're teaching you how. We're teaching you how to do it. And I'm spending 3 days teaching you how to increase that visibility. And when I'm teaching you how to increase that visibility, guys, on day 1, I'm teaching you how to use a masterful platform like the one that we're using right now, but you get to use one that's no cost. You get to use one that didn't take all these bells and whistles. You get to use one called Facebook Live that has over 400 million people available to you. And what would happen? Do the math. If you just had 1% of those people that were in your tribe, in your community, 4,000 people. And if you were able to convert 20% of them into just a deeper sense of connection with you, that's 800 people. And then you were able to create of that 20%, another 3% into working with you in the next 6 weeks, in the next 8 weeks, in the next 12 weeks. That's 24 new clients. Hashtag the number 24. What would you do with 24 clients inside of your roster? If your service is a flat fee at $1,000, if your service is a recurring commission at $2,000 quarter over quarter, what would that look like for you? I mean, I don't know what the number is. What if you're in network marketing, 24 new people on your team? Come on, guys, admit to the BS that it's so hard. I have a statement in my community that I say all the time that's not real. And when people come into my world, I heard somebody at the nail salon today She said, oh, it's really hard when you move into a new city. And the girl said, yeah, it is. Sometimes we feel compelled to believe and to agree with people as they start talking about the difficulty in life versus saying, you know what, I've moved into a new city and had a great time. Like, we won't disrupt it and say, that's not real for me. Guys, if you're thinking business in today as a modern entrepreneur is hard, then you haven't stepped into the simplicity of, please excuse my dear Aunt Sally. What is your platform? How will you be different? How will you make your money? How will you dominate? How will you automate and attract your audience? And then how will you scale your business so that you can live a life of ultimate freedom? Day one, I'm going to teach you how to use Facebook Live as a broadcasting platform so that you can increase your visibility. Day two, I'm going to teach you how to build a broadcasting schedule so you don't make this so labor-based and so intensive. My client right now, Wendy Ida, if you don't follow her, Wendy Ida, IDA, she's been going live for the first time over the last week and a half, 20 minutes a day. She's increased her viewership, her email list engagement, her attendance for her live event that's coming up, all because of using a platform called Facebook Live where she wasn't being seen at all. She was waiting on viewers to come to her at YouTube versus inspiring viewers by showing up for them. Oh, I'm going to keep it real for you guys. So day two, we're going to create a broadcasting schedule like we did for Wendy, where we said, this is what you're going to talk about. These are the guests that you're going to bring on. This is what you're going to do. If you haven't followed her, go follow her. She just turned 65 years old today, and she looks epic and amazing. Give her a shout out. Tell her happy birthday, #money mover, so she knows her money mover community is there. Day two, we're going to teach you how to invite an interview so that, again, it's not so heavily labor-based. It's time to stop doing business in such an exhaustive model. Day three, I'm going to share with you how you design your Facebook Live audience attraction formula. How do you bring people over to you? How to create your live client conversion blueprint so that you know how to convert those sales. And how do you map visibility assets like what you're seeing us use right now? See, I want you getting excited about having greater market presence and stop thinking it's so hard. Allyson, you just don't understand. It's so hard. No. See, it was hard when I started. It was hard. It was hard when Susan Levin, who taught me how to master my core message that I speak out of today, may she rock out heaven right now, who passed away of cancer several years ago. And she used to tell me how they would send out speaker packets and have to lick the envelopes just to see if they could get someone a year early. They didn't have a Facebook. They didn't have a Twitter. They didn't have a MySpace. They didn't have any of that. See, it was hard then, but now business is based on systems and fundamentals. And what would happen for you? What would happen for you if you showed up clear on the system and the fundamental for your success? What would happen? And what would happen if you stopped agreeing with everybody that it's so hard? Miriam, I got your question from the team today, and I love what Miriam asked. Let me just pull it up so that I can take a look at it, because some of you may be in that space as well. So let me just open it up for just a second here. Let me grab your email. And what she said was, you know, I'm a leadership and development coach. I work with leaders within corporate, and my goal is to build a large consultancy. And, you know, right now I'm looking at how can I speak more? How can I create visibility? How can that work? How can this program work for me? Great question. So, Miriam, how this can work for you is if you're looking to be a speaker and speak more so that your consultancy can grow, this is a great way for you to master the platform. And when I say platform, the platform of being a speaker, using your message, and oh, by the way, running your lives and retargeting them. And you can take your lives and run them through your blog, connected through LinkedIn, and grow your platform that way. Like, there are so many different ways that you could diversify. But if you're waiting on business to come to you, then you'll never have business and money move through you. You've got to be proactive and start building out your toolbox. So when you think about, would it be helpful for you, Miriam, to have a live Facebook audience attraction formula? Who is it that you're actually speaking to? See, you'll first start doing your lives and your cousins and aunties and everybody be like, hey, girl, and oh, you're so smart, and whoa, this was good. But then they'll start dropping off because you're not speaking to them. But then more people will start sharing what you really are speaking to. You get it? And that's how you start to build your audience. But you need a formula and a system and a process in which to make that formula happen. Are you getting it, guys? I'm gonna just let you, keep getting your breakthroughs, keep getting your ahas. I always know when I'm teaching good when my dog starts snoring. I always know. Then I'm like, man, I am teaching good here. Let's take a look at some numbers so you guys can see this. And then I'm going to open up enrollment. And then I'm going to go into the next part of our training. So I want you guys to see these numbers. Let's do this. Let me do it this way. That's what I want you guys to see. Think about this. With Facebook Live broadcast, through our process, let's say you're able to grow your viewership to 50. From there, you have 10 people of that 50 that share to 130 of their folks they broadcast to. That's 1,300. That you now have reached to, not converted, but reach. So you've converted them to a viewer, but you haven't converted them beyond a viewer. You get that? So sometimes we miss business because we think conversion means cash now, and cash and conversion at the beginning means interest now. See, a lot of you are on right now because you're interested, but you won't convert to being a client. Why? Because you won't spend the cash, not because there's something wrong with you. Not because you're not an action taker or anything. It's not anything negative. You're just not ready or not choosing it yet. And you got to give your audience time to mature. So look at this. You have 50 viewers that now 10 of those viewers increase and share, because not all of your folks are going to share, giving you reach to 130. 3% of them come into a private opportunity with you, which brings you 41 folks. So I want you guys to think about this. Christy, this could be a big win for you. Tiana, this could be a big win for you. Naomi, you get this. This can be a big win for you. Johnny Mac, this can be huge. Shaletta, you've been looking at how do I transition. This is big. We're looking at Carl Icahn and Richard Branson and the Kim Kardashians and the Beyoncés and, the Katy Perrys and the, the Jack Welches. And we forget that there's so much in between. And there's so much that's available for us to really rock out our extraordinary success. Look at this. If you have 41 people come into your sequence of working with you through a live event, an online feature, anything like that, and through your products and offerings, you make an average of $2,000 per client over the course of 30, 60, 90 days, 6 months, or maybe even a year. That would bring you, at a 20% conversion of that 41, $82,000 per year. And oh, by the way, guys, that's running one Facebook Live. So let's just say that you did that multiple times within a year. Let's just say you dared to do it 10 times. That's $820,000 that's available to you. Remember earlier when I said affirm, when you say, I'm capable of making more, or I create more money. And then I said, but ask yourself, why would you do it? And then what action would you take? Oh, by the way, this is now challenging you and your belief in, do you really believe you can create more? And then, oh, by the way, why would you create the more? And oh, by the way, what action must you take? Listen, I'm not trying to push you into anything. I'm asking you, are you committed, or are you simply just wanting the success? Because I just showed you a formula. Whether you work with me and my team or not, the formula is still real. Somebody post that in the thread right now. The proof is in the formula. Hashtag rock my live. The proof is in the formula. So I'm spending 3 days with you. Day 1 for 2 hours, day 2 for 2 hours, day 3 for 2 hours, not teaching you like I'm teaching you today, but in an actual workshop. Let's do the work. And in that workshop, do shop, in my opinion, is absolutely priceless. When I decided that we were going to close the coaching practice of our business, I decided we were going to close that for a very real reason. And the very real reason that I decided we were going to close that is because I realized coaching didn't work for me as a facilitator anymore. That I do a better and greater job when I'm coaching people through action and not coaching people through theory. My invitation is that I'm inviting you into taking action. We now have enrollment open for you to take action with us at www.rockmylive.com. And this is a 3-day workshop, do shop, where you, me, my team, we spend time teaching you how to maximize this new visibility platform. By the way, when you jump into the program, and you can jump in today for only $99 down, and then you pay the balance within, I think, like 5 days. Or you can just do it all at once, whatever's easier for you. But what I want you to get when you go to rockmylive.com is that it's all about, what are you going to do to bring more visibility for yourself? See, you can get on these broadcasts with me and Lewis Howes. You can get on these broadcasts with me and Amy Porterfield. You can get on these broadcasts with me and Glennon Doyle Melton. You can get on these broadcasts with me and Oprah and Super Soul Sunday. You can watch Iyanla Fix My Life all day long. You can get inspired by Brendan Burchard on his podcast, or Robin Sharma and his. But if you're not going to step up and actually be about the action that you want to take and amplify your voice in the market, all you're doing is running yourself through a cycle of BS over and over and over again. I remember when my little cousin, who's now, I think he's 19 years old, one time he was born almost 12 pounds, by the way. So he was a big, bulky baby. And he was sitting in his seat. And I've always loved long nails. And so he was sitting in his seat. And have you guys ever either had a child or babysat a child that they're eating and all of a sudden they do this gargantuan poop, and like poop is in the high chair, poop is dripping out of the high chair, it's down their legs, and they're still eating, but poop is running everywhere, and they're just the happiest baby sitting in a bunch of shit. Like, you're like, ah! And you're like, do I leave them there? Are they going to tip over? Can I go run the bath water? And then you get them up and you're running them through like that. Like you're like, Well, I had that moment. And so I love you, Blake, Christopher, Charles, for this moment. And so I had that moment. I'm like, and I'm running him to the tub. And I bathe him. And he's happy. He's eating. I get him down for a nap. Of course, through the bath, wash my hands, do the whole thing. And I finally breathe. And I sit down to eat food myself. And I sit down to eat my food. And I just like normal, eating, and I lick my fingers. Well, I had given him a bath. I had washed my hands. I'd done all that. But I had these long claws. Y'all see these? And under the claws was some leftover poop. And I instantly knew it when I ate it. So I hadn't used a nail brush. And to this day, you will probably never see me lick my fingers when I eat. Even if I eat like a Cheeto puff, or I use a wet one, a wipe. It stopped me from licking my fingers because of that poop situation. It scarred me for life. But it was hilarious. Some of you you're happy as a lark, just learning and learning and learning and learning and learning and consuming and consuming and consuming. And you're just eating so much that stuff is just running out of you, but nothing is ever actually becoming anything. It is my prayer and my hope that as the more you listen and engage in this community, that it would be a wash over you and allow you to give yourself permission out of the line of average. If you remember that story that I told earlier, where you're like looking around like, where's my exit? If you've been looking to your exit from average into extraordinary, it's not that this program, this workshop, do shop, all of a sudden makes you instantly like, hoorah, in the market. No. But it's that it gets you into taking action in a deeper, bigger, and more meaningful way. And so the conversation that I want you to have is, if I've been affirming, thinking things differently, and I've been affirming, asking myself, why would I do things differently? Where's my action that aligns with that? And is this an action that calls to me? Well, the first bonus that we provide for you, by the way, is we give you an opportunity to come into San Antonio and be with us for Unconference 2017. So we give you that opportunity to come hang with us in August. The next bonus is that once you bring that group of people in, we also want you to be able to own that group of people. And just like you're in the group with me right now, you get to learn how I built this Facebook group, and I bonus you with my lesson on how you double your influence with Facebook groups. Now, all of this value, $199 for session 1, $199 for session 2, $199 for session 3, bonus 1 at $1,000, bonus 2 at $295, totals up to $1,891. But here's what I want you to get. We do for you, and we give you the opportunity for you, and you get to choose. You can jump in for an easy installment plan at $99. And why am I so comfortable and so fluid and like, hey, let's just talk about this? Because that doesn't overflow our bank. What that does is it gives you the opportunity to overflow yours. And I want that for you. Not only that, but I think it's fair. I think it's fair. Let me say that again. I think it's fair that you succeed. And sometimes we forget that we get an opportunity to succeed bigger than we ever have before. So what would it look like for you to bring in another 10, 15, 25 clients into your space? Do you even believe that's real or possible? www.rockmylive.com, www.rockmylive.com. For those of you that are jumping in, tag me in your post and say, I'm in. Like Miriam, if you got clear, this is for me, this is my next, tell me that you're in. Deneen, you've been in. Congratulations. I'm glad that you're here. You're in. Like those of you that are in, give me that shout out. Tiana jumped in. You're in. If you're in, tell me you're in. And then if you're a newbie that's jumping in, tell me I just jumped in so I can celebrate you. I stopped my coaching practice and took a line item out of over $684,000. And I did it without any fear and any trepidation that I would not be able to live my life the way I wanted to. I said that money won't hold me hostage anymore. And I took it away. And I said, I will be benevolent in business and I will support the new emerging entrepreneurial leader to find the next level of their rise. And you guys know when I announced it, you OGers know when I announced it. And ever since then, we have offered the most introductory, entry-level opportunities for you guys to say yes, because I know where I was when I needed someone to stand for me, and I'm highly committed to be the person that will stand with you and for you. So where do you go? www.rockmylive.com. One pay is what you can do at the total at $398, or you can do the easy installment at $99 down, and you can do 5 days to pay the balance. All right, you guys got it? www.rockmylive.com. All right, so those of you that are jumping in, make sure you tag me in the post so that I know that you're in. If you're already in, tag me in the post. All right, if you're jumping in now, tag me in the post. If you've got a question, then what I want you to do, let me say this. Let me drink something. Let me drink some water here. Hold on, guys. Let me say this. Ask me a question about how I can bring value. Don't ask me a question of how I can persuade you. I'm just not in the business of persuading people. What I love to do and what I'm excited to do is inspire you to make a difference for yourself and for your business. That's what I love to do. But what I don't have a commitment to do is to persuade you or to sucker you into something. It's also why we have 100% guarantee. We know we deliver, and we know we deliver value. Think about how much you're getting right now at no cost. Imagine what happens when you actually invest in yourself with us. But even bigger than that, when you invest in yourself at the level in which you expect a result, a reward, and a return. I want to make sure that you're in the city and that you come and you're with me, because you've been virtually with me, but it's a whole different level. If you've been to unconference before, I want you to just post in the thread which unconferences you've been to. Hashtag unconference 2015, hashtag unconference 2016. If you were a Profit Booster client back in the day before we renamed it Unconference, if you came to the, not Profit Booster, but the Profit Boot Camps before we named it Unconference, like, let me know, because you guys have been in this journey with us for a while. All right, www.rockmylive.com. I'm excited for those of you that are joining. I'm going to do a shout out in just a little bit, but I want you to share livewithallyson.com, because we are going to the next part. We are going to the next part of our learning. So grab your refresher, grab your bottle of water, grab your hot tea for the night, grab you some new pen, paper. We're going into the part 2 of this sequence. I told you guys, I am unapologetically business benevolent. And what I mean by that is I don't give at the sacrifice of myself or of my company, but I give out of my overflow with love and with support. And so I love showing up for you guys like this. I love that we get to rock and roll together. I love that even when things don't work out, I find a way for us to create something great together. So we merge these lessons together, and you guys are here hanging out with us full on 1000%. Yes, yes, or yes.
20%.
All right, so I'm just going to turn on a little bit of music for a second while I take a quick break and just do a liquid exchange, if you know what I mean. I've been here with you guys. I've been with you guys for just a while. All right, so I'm going to do that, but I want you guys to know that I'm here. All right, let's see. I think my little sound isn't wanting to play. Hang on, guys. I'm going to make sure we get this going for you. There we go.
Battery 20%.
Y'all hear my Bose system talking to me?
Allyson Bird and Allyson's iPad.
There we go. All right, let's turn on just a little bit of music. Let's make sure that I'm still in a royalty-free situation so YouTube doesn't snatch us off here. Hang on, let me go this way. There we go. All right, guys, we're just going to take a quick break real quick. I'm going to change over to part 2. I'm going to refresh my bottle of water. Y'all know how we do. All right, I'm going to refresh my bottle of water. We're going to come back and we're going to do part 2. So we're not done yet. In part 2, I'm going to talk to you about what it looks like for you to create your visibility, your influence, your impact, and your profitability, the ecosystem for the success that you have been waiting for. So I want to make sure that you're engaged in the chat. Here's what I want you to do. I want you to post in the chat thread right now. As a result of part 1 of the training, what is it that you know you can start doing? As a result of part 1 of the training, what is it that you know you can stop doing? As a result of part 1 of the training, what is it that you can continue doing? So it's called the SSC. What will I start now? What will I stop now? And what will I continue? So here's the thing I need to start doing that I wasn't doing. Here's the thing I know I got to stop. And here's what this teaching confirmed for me that I get to continue doing so that I can create success for myself. You guys got that? All right, here we go. All right, so I'm gonna give you guys a little music while we do a little reset. Everybody do a liquid exchange. We're not done yet, guys. We are not done. Don't drink a 5-hour energy to hang with me though, because then you won't be able to go back to sleep. All right, I see you there, Janine. Allyson has changed my life. Oh, I love you, girl. Thank you for saying that. Ebony says, I'm already in. Yes, yes, yes. Damon says, push my wife, please, so she can get out of my office. Get her out of those 3 C's. I love it. I love it. I love it. All right, everyone, here we go. We are ready to rock and roll and rock. I'm so excited that we are here right now. We are in part 2, visibility, influence, impact, and profit. The ecosystem to exponentially grow your business. Are you guys ready? Let's see who's in the house. So mic check, mic check. Let's see who is in the house with us. If you guys will go ahead and tag me in a post, let me know that you're here, that you're ready to rock, to roll, to create something extraordinary. Let's go into part 2. If you're ready, post in the thread. Allyson, tag me in it. I'm ready, I'm ready, I'm ready. And if you are ready and ready and ready and ready, then I want you to jump over to Twitter. Make sure you tag me in a post and that you share www.livewithallyson.com, that you share over at www.livewithallyson.com. Okay, here we go. Oops, I just did something I did not want to do. This is 1, this is 2. Let's get that back. All right, here we go. Okay, perfect. All right, so let's jump right on in and let's take a look at this here. All right, so part 1 of what we're going to talk about for part 2. So I love it. Part 1 of part 2 is, we've talked about this before, what it looks like for you to affirm, affirm, and then to take action. So I want you guys to spend a minute and let's just take some more affirmations and put them out there. First one I want you to post out there is, money falls like an avalanche over me. If you've ever heard me teach, you know I love using language to disrupt. And so if you've not used the word avalanche in the last 3 months, and especially as it relates to money, hello, let's go ahead and use it. Man, let's wake up our subconscious and let's talk about money falls like an avalanche over me. Hashtag rock my life. Yes, yes, or yes, you guys. Hashtag rock my life. Money falls over me like an avalanche. Yes, yes, or yes. Here's the next one I want you to post. I am the creator of my success. I am the creator of my success. Hashtag rock my life. Are you the creator of your success? Where are we posting? Over in the chat. If you're at www.livewithallyson.com, welcome to Admitting to the BS Live, where we're teaching entrepreneurial leaders how to step in their power, claim their rightful space as anointed, called, appointed, excited, clear, focused, driven, passionate, obsessed, over-ready marketplace leaders who say, I'm ready to do more than just lead, Allyson. What I'm really excited about, what I'm really over ready for, is I'm ready to dominate. Listen, if you're not stepped into the chat, you want to hit that chat button right now so that you can join the community. And when you join that community, you're joining people who look like you, talk like you, think like you, and walk like you. And guess what? They're creating success just like you want to. All right, here's the next affirmation. I walk, talk, look, act, think, and am rich. Some people have an aversion to the word rich. I remember when I did our unconference shirt one year, one of those years, and it said, I'm rich. And people were like, why did you put that word? It was so disruptive. People were like, well, I don't know if I want to claim that I'm rich. Why would you not? Rich in your finances, rich in your health, rich in your spirit, rich in your relationships, rich in your emotional intelligence, just rich all the way around your life. Why would you not want to claim that? I don't even understand. I mean, in no way do I get why you would not want to claim that. Make sure that you're not in this broadcast alone. If you don't have a friend, a colleague, someone that you know is growing alongside of you, who is your accountability community? Who is that? I mean, we want them growing with you right now. Yes, yes, or yes. So hit the share button. And when you hit the share button, guess what else you're going to do? Unlock a special gift. And I want you to unlock that gift. I'm going to share with you a non-released broadcast that I did with Dr. Eric Thomas. We haven't released it for what, I think over 18 months. And so I want to be able to share it with you guys for sure. For shizzles, yes? All right, if you've never met me before, then you have to know I am absolutely crazy. I always want to work with you, work for you to create your extraordinary success and help you be a difference maker in your life and help you be a difference maker in your world. I want you to know that the world is over ready to hear you. And if you're believing anything other than that, then it's BS, guys. If you're believing anything other than that, then in my opinion, it is absolutely BS. So can I make a difference for you? Well, I've worked with countless leaders to coach them to create success with wonderful, amazing Fortune companies like Delta, Time Warner, Coca-Cola, Mercedes, Kraft Foods, just to name a few. If you are an entrepreneur that's saying, Allyson, I'm in one of a few places. I am at a place where I have so much popularity that I haven't been able to convert it to profitability. I'm a reality show star. I had reality show opportunities. I jumped on, guys, you got to think, if you're on the Food Network, if you're on HGTV, think about Chip and Joanna Gaines. Think about how they've leveraged that reality show to now create so much financial success. If you're looking at reality TV and saying that's something I'd never want to do, rethink that. Because if you're on the Food Network and, you're on a Spike TV, you're doing any of those business shows, CSNBC or CNBC. My favorite show right now is called The Deed, and it's a reality show. So you could have a lot of popularity and not have converted that to profitability if that's you. If another area is I've got profit, but I don't have enough popularity to bring in new clients, I need greater visibility. Another area could be I'm a brand new entrepreneurial thinker. I haven't yet created entrepreneurial action, and so I'm looking for my next step. You could be at your first 50,000 as an entrepreneur and you're trying to navigate the messy streets of online marketing. You're trying to navigate the messy streets of what it looks like for digital marketing or networking events. You could be a new network marketer building a team and you've never done this before. At the end of the day, you say, I'm ready to do more, be more, create more. And oh, by the way, I'm not afraid of making more money. I understand that when I do good, I live well. And when I live well, I do good. Well, then I could be a really extraordinary resource for you. We've supported over 485 entrepreneurial leaders to generate $16.9 million in new revenue. $16.9 million in new revenue. That is available for you too. Our average entrepreneur, when they jump in, creates $35,000 in new money within that year. $35,000. What would you do with $35,000 new dollars for you? Maybe you're trying to go for your next million, but do you have an infrastructure for that 7 figures of success? Maybe you're trying to go for 8 figures, 9 figures, 10 figures. Do you have the infrastructure for it? I have someone that just told me, Allyson, I'm going to be a billionaire, and they have multi millions of dollars. But what I get is that they'll never get there if they don't expand their infrastructure for that success. I'm not going to BS you and say, oh, that's really great that you're going to do that if you're not really going to be the one to do it. So you have to be conscious and you have to be present to what level of success are you actually set up for? Is it real or is it pretend? See, I believe that I'm here to serve the incredible, the brave, the extraordinary, the unapologetic. When I look at where our clients have gained visibility, well, when you look at platforms like Facebook Live and Zoom and Periscope, those are the beginning or the doorway to you having opportunities like what's on your screen. Bravo, CNN, CNBC, Forbes, Essence, VH1. Why would you want to be on those platforms? Well, do you have a reach that you want to expand to? I'm just inviting you to think about it. And then I'm inviting you to think about what you think about, and then identify, does what you think about still work? See, let me just welcome you again to Admitting the BS.live, that you got to understand you're not just at a place that's just an average training. You're at a place that says we're called to more unapologetically. So let's start and let's jump into what more looks like. By the way, if you haven't hit the share button, you want to make sure that you join the live chat and that you share. So let me just show you, kind of give you a whole trilogy here. These are the three things. Number one, you're in Admitting the BS live. If you just found out on Twitter, you just found out on Facebook, you clicked on it because you're a friend and you're like, where am I listening to this crazy, insane woman? Well, I'm glad that you're here. Yay. If you'd like to, and you feel like you know someone who's ready for more, over ready for success in their world, then please click the share button. And when you do, invite your Twitter followers, your Facebook followers to show up with us right now at www.livewithallyson.com. All right, here we go, guys. Let's step into first place one. So, part one of our second lesson today is visibility. I'm going to spend more time asking you questions this part than I'm going to give you answers. Let me ask you this first question. What would you do with greater visibility? And where would you want that greater visibility to be? So I want you to answer me in the thread and tag me if you dare in the post. What would you do with greater visibility, and where would you want it? Would you want it on television, on radio? Would you want billboards? Would you want to have speaking engagements? Would you want to have a record deal? Would you, what is it that you would want? Where would you want that visibility, and what would that visibility create for you? Can you guys answer that for me? When we look at visibility, sometimes one of the bigger breakdowns in your ability to create success is you won't allow yourself to be seen. And that's a big deal. Being on a platform like the one I'm on with you right now scares the bejesus out of you. And you go, oh my God, I don't know if I could be seen like that. Or bigger than that, I don't know if anybody would show up. Well, if you've ever heard me at the beginning of my story, when I first started, I think it was back in 2007 or 2008, I first started a free conference call line. My first conference call line had 65, 68 people on it. I promise you, my mom called from every phone she knew, because I don't think I knew that many people interested in my message. But my second call had one person, and that person dropped off. My third call had no one. And do you know, I still did those sessions like someone was on them. And I would get off and cry and say, one day I'm going to have an audience that's going to listen. And when they do, I'm going to have something to say. I never stopped studying. I never stopped showing up. And I never stopped being there. To this day, you can go back, I think, and find old broadcasts from like 2009 just on Blog Talk Radio alone. And it'll be funny. I sound like a younger version of me, but I'm still me. You know, I didn't give up on visibility for myself. I didn't give up that the audience was coming. I didn't give up that if I stayed the course, and if I kept studying, and if I kept maturing the message, and I did it in such a way that I created visibility in multiple places. Are you ready? Number one, visibility for my client to come. Number two, visibility for the mentors to guide the vision of me as a leader. Number three, visibility for the coaches that would help me conduct business in an ethical, reasonable, extraordinary manner so that I could grow and sustain and scale my business. Visibility for the trainers that would teach me the how-tos, the what-to-dos, and oh baby, the what not to do's of business. You're not just looking for visibility for your client. You're looking for visibility that gives you holistic success. Your client, your mentor, your coach, and your trainer. You're looking for visibility that sets you up to win all the way around your life, all the way around your business, all the way around your success. Woo, that's a breakthrough, guys. That's a breakthrough. See, if you have inhibitions that are managing you and you won't even let your clients see you, how is your breakthrough going to find you? Oh, somebody needs to post that. If you won't be visible to your client, how are you being visible to your breakthrough? I'm just going to ask you, and I'm not going to ask you like with pretend. I'm not going to ask you like it's okay that you're not being seen. All right, let's talk about this. Influence. Actually, let me jump in and let me see if I can grab any of your messages here. Tiana says, Allyson, I want to have where I'm able. Sorry, guys, I've been having a little bit of allergies. Here we go. Where I'm able to use visibility to get speaking engagements and convert those engagements to sales of books and courses. Deneen says, I would like more visibility on social media and live meetings, speaking engagements. I want to serve my community by teaching them to live a life of freedom. Christy says, I would use greater visibility to fully launch my second business by getting me more paid speaking engagements, top of mind recognition, being the go-to expert, and signing more deals. I want that visibility in online social media, on TV, as well as stages where I have access to large employers who have a large number of millennials as employees. Allyson Bird, I ain't scared. What? Iris says, I want more visibility on Facebook Live to create speaking and teaching engagements. Sharon Main says, I'm in. Oh, congratulations, Charmaine. I'm so excited to learn and give such an awesome and relevant information. So I'm glad you're in, Charmaine, into our new program, rockmylive.com. I love this. This is so good. All right, this is so good. All right, so let's talk about this. So influence. Now what I want you to think, and remember I said I'm going to ask you more questions, then I'm going to give you answers. Why? Powerful people ask powerful questions because questions steer focus. What we focus on is what we give life to. Are you with me? What we focus on is what we give life to. So let's talk about influence. When you think about influence, who do you want influence over? Who do you want influence with? And what will your influence manifest? Who do you want influence over? Who do you want influence with? And what will your influence manifest? I'll give you an example. I want influence over a tribe of committed entrepreneurial leaders that are ready to accelerate in every area of their success, their finances, their wealth, their health, their relationships, their spirituality, and their emotional intelligence. You guys never hear me say anything different. You never hear me say anything different. Why do you never hear me say anything different? Because that's who I really want influence over. So then who do I want influence with? I want influence with marketplace dominators who, if they left their market would feel it. And I want influence with them because that alignment now shows up for me as lessons. It shows up for me as mentorship. It shows up for me as credibility. It shows up for me as awareness. It shows up for me that influence with. I'll give you an example. Kim Yancey, co-founder of eWomen Network. Sandra Yancey, co-founder of eWomen Network. Kim called me And we had a conversation a few months ago, and he said, I see that you're doing X, and I want you to know that I'm available to partner with you on Y. And if we did that, we could create Z together. Like he just called and said that. And so guess what? That's an opportunity for what? Influence, an expansion of influence. What I want you guys to get is that kind of thing wasn't always available to me. So who do you want influence with? Who do you want influence over? What will your influence manifest? Powerful people do what? Ask powerful questions. Why? Because questions steer focus. What you focus on is what you give and breathe life to. I hope you guys are getting this. All right, guys, we lost a little bit of a connection there just for a second. So I want to do a quick mic check and make sure that you guys can hear me. So mic check, mic check. I want to make sure you guys can hear me. We lost connection for just a second, but we are here. So let me do a quick mic check and make sure that you guys can hear me. I want to make sure you guys can hear me. Oh, good. All right. I just did a mic check on myself. Whoa! All right, that scared me. It scared me for just a second. I was like, no. All right, let me make sure you guys can see me. Let me turn that back on. Right when we were getting to the juice, it's okay. We're getting there, guys. We're in the home stretch of our breakthrough. This is good stuff here. All right. Give me just a second. All right. So you guys can hear me while we're waiting on the connections to come back up for all of our broadcasts. That's okay because you can still hear the message. And I'm okay with that. As long as you can hear me, that makes me excited. So let me jump in and let me take a look. Man, technology is rocking and rolling for us this week. Woo! I tell you, I got to get excited about it because otherwise I'll crawl in a puddle and cry. And we're not doing that, right? We're not doing that. Okay, great. So influence, let's go to influence. Let's look at this. All right, I'm waiting on you guys to answer the question. Who would you want influence with? Who would you want influence over? All right, who would you want influence with? Who would you want influence over? And what would your influence manifest? What would you create as a result? That's what I want you guys to think about. All right, so now let's go to the next point. Now that you're thinking about that influence, and I'll go back and read those in just a second, but to give you guys time so you can actually post that. Actually, let me give you a second because I don't want to teach through it, and then you actually can't go in and get the point, right? I don't want to teach through it. So I'm going to hold it for just a second. And give you guys time because this is a big breakthrough for some of you. All right, so now I gave you guys just a few more minutes. I'm going to give you about 30 more seconds. Influence over, influence with, and then what would your influence manifest? These questions are the things that help you find that clarity. When you find that clarity, now you start hunting for those relationships. You start knowing, like Christy said, I want influence over millennials. Well, where are those people? How do I go get them? All right. So then now when you think about this, think in sequence, guys. I'm going to keep teaching you in sequence. When you look at visibility, here is where I want to be visible. Here's where I want to create influence. Now when my influence is manifested, what will my impact be and who will it be for? What will my impact be and who will it be for? See, this is what will awaken you out of saying, I'm here to inspire people. You can't just be here to inspire people. You have to know the influence and the impact. If you know where you want to be visible, then you can see who you'll make influence over and how that impact will make a distinction for you and how you can make a distinction in the world. The sequence of how you're creating success is what really matters for you. So we had a little bit of a hiccup when our program went down for just a second. So what I'm going to do, let me look at where this is broadcasting from. Okay, let's see if I can do it this way, because I want you guys to see me here. There we go. All right, there we go. Hey guys, I had to switch to a different camera because the camera that I had over here disappeared. So it's all good. Technology is amazing when it works, but guess what? That's okay because we're still rocking and rolling together. So when we look at what is the ecosystem for the next level of your extraordinary success. So remember what we're talking about here. We're talking about what does it look like for you to create visibility, influence, impact, and profit. The ecosystem to exponential growth for your business. I want to say this because I think this is important. So many times, one of the things that we are looking for is we're looking to be coddled like this. And we're looking to be spoon-fed. And when we're looking to be coddled and spoon-fed, unfortunately, what happens is we don't grow up in our behaviors. It's easy for you to stay on podcasts. It's easy for you to stay in the periphery of success, watching YouTube videos and Facebook live streams from people. But when are you going to start getting clear on the level of action that you ultimately desire to take for yourself? So let's ask another question. Profit. What kind of money do you really want to make? And are you hanging around people that are having a conversation and a dialogue about creating money that will never manifest and never really become real? Or are you actually hanging out with people that are committed to do it? I love it. Deneen says, this is a heavy question, Allyson. Well, here's what's real. Is the question heavy? Or is the reality that you haven't spent time with the answer heavy? See, the question is actually just a steering mechanism and an opportunity for you to create focus. I'm going to keep it real with you guys today, because why would you spend time in a place and space like this if you're not really committed to the next level of your rise? And I love when you guys start saying, wow, this is a big deal. That excites me when you do that. And it excites me because it shows me that you're really checking in. So then now I want you to tie this in to the lessons that we've been learning. Are you ready? Are you guys ready? All right, let me see if I can get our other screen going. Give me 1 second. All right, if you're ready, I want you to post in the thread right now. I'm ready, I'm ready, I'm ready. Just if you're ready. If you're ready, post in the thread. I'm ready, I'm ready, I'm ready. Let me know. And I'm going to see if I can just make this other screen jump in for us real quick. Oh, this is great. I just did something so epic, guys. Like beautifully epic. If you were here, you'd be like, go, Allyson. You really wouldn't. All right, I'm not going to worry with that. You guys have seen my face enough. I'm just going to teach you the points. I'm not going to worry with that. You guys have seen my face enough. All right. So let's keep this going. Let's keep this going and let's rock and roll and have a good time. So when you look at everything that I just shared, right? Visibility, influence, impact, and profit. So remember, you've got to ask yourself the questions. Where do I want to be visible? Where do I want my influence? Who do I want it over and with? And what will it manifest? Then when I look at my place of impact, what now starts to happen because I'm clear on where I want to be seen? Let me just interrupt some of you that say this. Let me interrupt some of you who have a nasty association with visibility. Oh, I don't want to be seen. Because you were told when you were younger, sit down and don't be seen. How many of you can relate to that? Like little kids sit over here. Little kids don't get in grown folks' conversations. It did something to our conditioning, to our voices. Sometimes what we have to do is we have to actually unlearn some things so that we can learn what actually will serve us. Sometimes that's what has to occur. So when you look at visibility, influence, impact, and profits, what does that mean for you? That's VIP status in the world. That's you saying, I'm not going to do the world like I've done it before. I'm not going to do the world like others have been doing it. I'm going to do the world like I know I'm destined to do it. See, this is your destiny. You can't keep playing with this. And you can't keep thinking time is going to expand for you. Time is actually placing a demand on you. 5 people post that in the thread right now. Time is placing a demand on me. You're here for this dispensation of time. For me to say that you're necessary is the biggest understatement I could possibly say on this broadcast. So when you look at your VIP upgrade, see how this connects to part 2, which is, oh, I get it, Allyson. I get it, Allyson. I'm going to be visible. I'm going to create influence. I'm going to build my impact. And then I'm going to make money. Ow! And oh, by the way, when I'm clear on how I want to be visible, when I'm clear on my influence and impact and how I want to create profits, well, then I fall right in line with my framework. Please excuse my dear Aunt Sally. Yes, yes, or yes. Here's my platform. Here's how I'm going to be different. My eccentricity in the market. Why? Because I know where I want to be visible. And so I know how I must show up differently. Deneen, are you getting this? Benita, are you getting this? Dana, are you getting this? Nicole, tell me you're getting this. Nora, Cabrini, Taya, tell me you guys are getting this. Dr. Joe, Sandra, Shaquila, Lenny, tell me you guys are getting this. Johnny Mack, Roger. Because then here's what happens. Now you are in the sequence of success. You are not chasing success. Success is chasing after you. You are living in the overflow of success. Guys, this is breakthrough. See, a lot of people would want you to think that success is elusive, but it's not. And when you say, can we help you? Well, yes, we can help you. But if I can't help you, if you don't want to go to where success is. And right now, if you're not having the success that you ultimately desire and know that you deserve, if you ain't living in the land of double D's, listen, men love double D's and women do too. But the double D's that I'm talking about are destiny and deserving. You know that you are destined and deserving for ultimate success. Post in the thread right now. I got double D's, baby. Hashtag rock my live. I got double D's. Well, I want to invite you guys to work with me and to work with my team on increasing your visibility. We are opening up enrollment for a brand new Facebook Live training that allows you to have access to the 400 million global users across the globe. Well, global users means across the globe. Sorry, that was kind of redundant, but I got excited. And I'm so excited to work with you. By the way, let me welcome a few people that just jumped in. Let's see, that are a part of this. Iris, welcome. Janine, welcome. Robin, welcome. Oh, by the way, Iris, I was up late night reading and I was in the help desk and saw the note that you sent. And so then I asked the team to make sure that they took care of you. So hopefully you got that note back from us. And just know that I value you so much, as I do everyone that's our client. Iris, you have been with me for so long, and I just value you, and I wanted to make sure you were taken care of. All right, so if you haven't heard of our new way that we're supporting you to increase your visibility, I want you to go to www.rockmylive.com. We've officially opened up the opportunity to work with us for 3 extraordinary days. I got a question in. Someone said, if I am brand new as an entrepreneur, how will this help me make money? Let me tell you this right now. This does not directly help you make money. Your problem, if you're looking to make money, isn't that you're not a money maker. It's that you don't have enough visibility for people to know how and why to hire you. So this workshop, Do Shop, helps you have the visibility that you need so more people are attracted to doing work with you. I got another question where someone said, where do I fly into? This is a virtual program, so you do it from the comfort. I don't want to say the convenience, because I want you to be boldly convicted about being a part of this. And even though it is convenient that you're in your office or you're in your home and you don't have to jump on a plane, we are doing highly inconvenient and uncomfortable work, and I want you to be stretched. Somebody said, what if my platform is not online? I don't know what you mean by that. I don't know if that means your audience isn't online. I don't know if you're saying you're not online, but there's not one business out there where your audience is not online. There's just not one. I mean, my aunt is on this broadcast right now, and she's over 75 years old. So I don't know what generation you're serving that's not online. My nephew is on this broadcast right now. He and his girlfriend, he's 16, she's 17. What generation are you serving? I mean, that's the gamut. So, I was just talking to a colleague of mine, and their family has a YouTube channel, and their kids got the idea for it. Oh, by the way, their kids are 2 and 4. And their kids said, can we have a YouTube channel? Who do you have that's not online? So I don't know what your question means. So I can't really answer that. No disrespect, but I can't. With love, honor, value, and respect, I want to invite you to work with us at rockmylive.com so that you can have and begin to master the visibility that allows you to transform your current results and transcend from the place where you are. You've got to stop being scared if you're scared to be seen. You got to step into boldness in a different way. If you say, Allyson, I'm not scared, then maybe you're in resistance. And why are you in that resistance? Or maybe you're on the platform, not scared or resistant, but you're there without a system. See, we stumbled into $101,494 with no system. When we put the system in place, we crossed over $200,000, and it's continuing to grow just through the revenue line of what we create through Facebook Live. If you would want a fraction of that, why would you not say yes? So I'm not in the business of convincing people, but I am in the business of inviting people. So here's what I want to say. Number one, if you are joining us, it is expiring that we're allowing you to join for $99 now, and then you pay the balance within 5 days. That's expiring after tomorrow. So that's only available for 24 hours. Jump in for $99, pay the balance within 5 days. That's expiring. So please don't write us helpdesk@AllysonBird.com and ask me to revive it. The team's answer is going to be no. I love you, but move your butt and take some action, guys. Number two, if you want to do a payment in full, you can do that. And read all the details so that you can see. If you're going to miss one session or 2 sessions, or the weekend is just, the 3 days are just shot, like you're going to be gone, or it's all recorded. So use it as curriculum, but be responsible to uplift your results. You got it? So www.rockmylive.com, www.rockmylive.com, secure your registration. Here's what I want to say as I wrap up for today. If you've never read the story of the bamboo tree, I invite you to Google it and just make it your morning or daytime or evening reading so that you can find the inspiration deeper than what I'm about to share with you right now. I believe repetition is the mother and father of all learning. And so I read things over and over and over again. The bamboo tree is planted, and in year 1, nothing is seen. In year 2, nothing is seen. Year 3, nothing is seen. Year 4, nothing is seen. And then all of a sudden, something happens. What is it that happens? All of a sudden, in year 5, the bamboo tree sprouts. And it's seen. And it seems sudden. But it doesn't just sprout. It grows 80 feet tall in just 6 weeks, in the 5th year. So like any plant, it's planted, it's nurtured, it's there, but year 1, no visible signs of growth in spite of providing all of the water, the soil, the sunshine. Year 2, no growth above the soil. Year 3, year 4, still no signs of anything happening. Listen to me when I say this. The bamboo tree is not growing. It's just not growing where it's visible. Whatever you've been living and walking through, however you've been thinking, I'm not seen, nobody knows, whatever the story is or the narrative that you've built for yourself that gives you permission to keep counting yourself out of accelerated success, stop that today. See, the bamboo tree can't keep growing if you don't water it, if the soil is not fertile, and if there's no sunshine. See, you can't stay in the shadows of your destiny. You've got to stand in the sunlight of your purpose. You can't move yourself away from water. That's what this community is. It is water, and it is fertile soil. See, if the bamboo tree is not nurtured, it's not going to grow. And like the bamboo tree, our patience is often tested. And we begin to wonder if our efforts of caring for and watering for our purpose and our destiny, if it's ever really going to happen. We start to doubt ourselves and question the value. And inevitably, we contemplate quitting. And I don't understand that, guys. I overstand that. But what I know is if you don't quit, is that the little tree called you is growing underground, developing a root system strong enough to support your potential outward growth. I think it's pretty obvious, the moral of this story, that had the tree not developed a strong, unseen foundation, it could not have sustained its life as it grew. And that principle is real for me, and it's real for you. When we patiently toil towards worthwhile dreams and goals and building strong character, when we overcome adversity and challenge, and we grow with internal foundation to handle the success, we get there. See, the lottery winners fizzle out. The get rich quickers fizzle out. Why? They're not always able to sustain the success. I love what Zig Ziglar says, or said, the late Zig Ziglar. You got to keep pumping. Success is always slower than we want, but it's worth it. The only question is, how bad do you want it, and how long are you willing to work for it? I want you all to know that it's not fake. It's not fake that I didn't believe in myself. It's not fake that showed up in me being a high school dropout. It's not fake that it showed up in me being fired from job over job. It's not fake in that I couldn't sustain relationships. It's not fake. It's not fake that I lost track of how to create success and bring meaning into the world. It's not fake. But then one day, things began to shift, and I began to water and build the foundation. And that day has never stopped. Some of you look at my bamboo tree and the bamboo tree of others that you watch in the world, and you just say, I just want that. But what you have to understand is we went through the waiting period of the underground work. We didn't leave that behind, and you can't either. With love of who and why you are, with respect of what you came here to do and who you came here to be, with honor of the divine in you and the divine in me. I want you to choose in power. Whether you join us at rockmylive.com or whether you stay in this community, whether you come to Unconference, whatever it is that you do, find a way to affirm and speak to a new reality for yourself. Find a way to affirm and ask yourself, why do I deserve that? And then find a way to take action so that you see your life begin to change for what you ultimately desire and deserve. Until next time, I love you guys so much. Let's stay extraordinarily amazing. Oh, if you had one word to describe your experience of our session, what would that one word be? Tag me in the post so that I know. My ego needs it. My heart needs it. I need it. So one word to describe your experience of our session. And when you're in at www.rockmylive.com, let me know that you're there. Let me know that you're there. Bonuses are expiring. First expiration is the $99 jump in is going to go away. And then after that, Unconference ticket goes away. So make sure you jump in. Let me know the one word that you would use to describe your experience in this session today. And then let me know that you're in at www.rockmylive. And let's continue to grow, touch, move, and inspire our world together. All right? Until next time, you guys. Bye.